Dennis is out here. No, that's not how it happened. No.
Hey, so
we got
real quick-
Xbox. When the fuck did we get Xbox?
Hey, we should play movies again on the TV. Remember we used to
No,
do that?
that's too distracting.
It is too distracting.
Yeah,
That's
it's a-
fucking annoying for me.
Well,
alright?
no,
I'm
no,
gonna be
no,
honest.
no
I have to
volume,
turn around
no volume.
completely to watch it.
No,
That
then you get distracted.
That, and I'm pretty sure that eventually will end up tripping up some copyrights. So
right. Yeah, I'm good
I
at
think it worked
True.
when we did it because we did it audio at first in the beginning, and we could just like not really. I don't know.
Yeah.
Like live though, it'd be weird because we're all like this.
Well, I have to turn around
So,
completely to see the
real
TV.
quick, on the Spreaker, for those that may have been listening on the Spreaker, we had to go to part 2. There was a technical issue with the computer. So to bring you back up, we talked about some gaming shit. Go check it out on the Facebook Live. Okay, thank you. All right, so, but yeah, no, fuck that.
I usually don't.
I've
do
been
the,
shut down.
I don't do the first day thing either.
Nah.
But I will for Last of Us 2.
Okay, and you
Because
see,
that game
there's
looks amazing.
there's certain
the first
games.
One was.
There's certain games that like will get you out of bed. Like Ace Combat for me, that was one of those games. The Street Fighter for me is still one of those games. You know.
Right.
Ace Combat was that fucking deal.
Last of
Yeah.
Us will be that for me because the first
So-
one's amazing.
And the thing is that, and you see, this is what pisses me off about also like the consumer greed, if you will, because Last of Us is a flagship title. All right, there's no ifs, ands, or doubts about it. Like this shit is just the emotional aspect, the story behind it, the world building, amazing.
Just the gameplay in general.
All right.
Yeah.
So if I think it's Naughty Dog that developed it, right?
It is, yeah.
All right. So if Naughty Dog comes up to you and says, "Hey, guess what? We're gonna have to delay this another 6 months." You know what? If you're really about the fucking product, or if you're really about like this fandom, then you know what? You shut the fuck up and you
Exactly. That
You
way
know?
you don't deal with a 16 to 20 gig update later on.
fucking
you
thank
know?
you.
Facts.
Thank you.
Facts.
Like if,
Super facts.
I'd rather
Wow.
wait because those updates are fucking ridiculous.
Fucking fax machine.
Um,
hey.
so
Okay.
my roommate, so he bought
Spider-Man
day one.
Yo,
Alright.
the recent one, I would have bought
Amazing.
that shit.
Yeah,
down
no,
had
no,
I
no, no,
known,
no.
bro.
But no, it was
Loved it.
fucking beautiful. Like I put in like 80 hours worth of like
Bro,
side
I beat
quests
the
and everything.
shit out that game.
Yeah, no, like
and
I-
a DLC.
Yo, okay, two things with that game. All right, number one,
Story.
No,
Gameplay.
you load it up, and it's like, and it was off the rip. Oh, here's 8 gigabytes.
Yeah.
All right, fuck that. And then that's what, like, if I ever bought it, I'd be like, all right, I'm waiting for the Game of the Year edition. Because guess what? This game was so
put it all
good,
in
it did end up having with the Game of the Year edition.
Right.
Second gripe with that fucking game, yo, Spider-Man is from fucking Queens. How were there no fucking Queens missions? All right, fuck that.
Because the game was big enough. You want another 8 gig
Right.
added
For
to
Queens, yes. Okay,
Right?
I'd be okay with that.
Get the Queens DLC.
Fuck yeah,
No.
the Queens missions.
It. That would be kind of cool.
Hey,
though.
King of Queens DLC.
Now for the second one though, because they are
Get
making
out.
the sequel.
Get out.
Yo, you know how much you could do with that? Because you can get him to come
Get
in
out.
and be like one of the characters.
Kevin
like he's
James
a cop.
is Spider-Man.
Yo,
No.
no, he could be like a
He's a
DLC.
multiverse Spider-Man.
You probably didn't get to play the DLC though.
I didn't.
Uh,
I borrowed it from a friend. I never got a
the
chance to play it.
Catwoman, not Catwoman, but Black Cat.
Black Cat, yeah.
Her DLC, you get a mission from a cop,
Cakes.
and the cop, I'm saying he could be like that. He could be like your mission giver.
Like
True.
Spider Cop.
Well, for the sequel
Dude.
though, I know they're gonna do a sequel. They should make it
Yes.
so that player 2 could be Miles Morales.
Yo,
Yes.
I'm with that.
Yo,
That would be fucking
yo.
awesome.
Or you just
The
play
way
it.
that
You know
made
they
up-
announced
yo, the way that
Spider-Verse
they-
2.
What's that?
Yo,
Spider-Verse
yes,
2.
that I'm
Yeah.
excited
They did?
about that.
Yeah.
bro.
Oh yeah, they
It's-
did
it's
it
official.
early,
I loved the first
or
one.
I
It was
want to
really
say
good.
late last year.
They've
They
been
announced
talking
it.
about
Yeah.
it, but they did it official like last week, I think.
Yeah.
Did they? No,
Yeah.
I thought it came out sooner than that.
Nah,
Way
nah,
sooner.
it's like
Well,
official.
it was one of those things like
done
Christian
deal
Bale
like
in the
last
MCU.
week. Yeah.
It was like, months ago they were talking about it, and now they finally announced it for real.
But you see, that goes to show how smart Sony is.
Sometimes.
Sometimes, yes. Because no, this was one of their.
Hey, remember that though? Damn, do you remember that? Sorry, hold on. But do you
Yeah.
remember that episode
Oh, yeah.
when we talked
I know
about
what
that
you're
Sony
shit?
versus
It's mine.
Sony
It's
versus
mine.
Disney.
that's what it was. Yeah.
Yeah.
Dude,
And-
I was listening to that shit the other day on Spreaker, and
I think that was my first episode ever coming out. I'm like, oh,
Dude.
what the
Really?
fuck did I just come into?
Dennis
Totally
was-
outclassed. You're
Ah,
outclassed. You're like,
nerds.
fuck this,
Yeah.
man. I'm over my head.
I know. I'm like, oh,
I gotta
one
go
coming with
relabel
glasses.
I
these
just
episodes.
started in this business.
Yeah, all right, go ahead, continue. I'm sorry.
Sony was smart in that aspect because so fucking like Disney and Marvel, they're like, okay, well, we want Peter Parker and we're gonna lease him out, but then when we lease him out, he's exclusive to us. They're like, that's fine. And what they're like, these motherfuckers don't know we got Miles Morales. You only just like that, dude.
Yeah.
True.
And the thing is that guess what, dude? Yeah, as
Well,
far
that
as
was out of
great, as far as
necessity they made that.
Huh?
Right? They made Miles Morales like that. Was
No.
No,
It goes back to, like, the
The
early
Spider
2000s.
Verse, the movie was out of necessity.
Yeah,
that was
but
their
no.
last one.
No, Miles
Yeah,
Morales was
before.
around since like
Yeah.
the early 2000s
Yeah.
or something like that.
Yeah, no,
Okay,
Miles
okay.
Morales.
See,
I know
he's
that's.
pretty
I know
new.
what you're talking
Yeah.
about because I remember reading something about that. That was like their last like
2010,
card.
Yeah.
They didn't nail that. It was done.
Yeah, exactly.
See,
And
I'm not
Right.
hip to what's going on with the Marvel universe. To be honest,
and
Yeah.
then in
So,
that
that's
end,
how I saw
I'm not
the
caught
whole
up with the
thing is-
reason.
and then in
No
that
idea.
end,
Yeah.
like that's how, dude, like fucking Sony has an Oscar over a Marvel property, and Disney doesn't have a fucking
kinda pretty
Oscar
awesome, yeah.
over Marvel properties, dude. Think about that.
Well, because
Yeah, it's an animated,
I will
but it's still
say-
like it's
right.
still a fucking Oscar,
It
dude.
was so fucking good, man.
It
Yeah.
was really good.
I
yeah.
kind in Disney's defense, I will say it's a little bit easier to hit that best animated movie thing because they don't have a surplus of just artistically great that are constantly being dropped.
Are you sure? Because that's what Pixar does every fucking year,
Right.
bro. And they double
But-
up
They're owned by
sometimes,
Disney,
and
so-
they
Sometimes-
double
How
up
long it took
sometimes.
to make
Sometimes
Spider-Verse?
though, they're a little,
Long time to make
you know,
Yo,
they're
on
not
that
all hits.
on that end, just to top all that off, the one fucking one animation studio that I always feel bad for is Leica. They did Kubo and the
Oh, I
Two
love that
Strings.
movie, yeah.
yeah.
They also did Coraline. No, I don't think they did Coraline, but they also did The Missing Link.
Didn't see
They
that.
did Box Trolls, and bro, all these motherfucking movies are still made in stop action, bro. Like they
Yeah,
need to
Missing
get
Link,
recognized.
that's
They
what?
yeah, they still need to get recognized
lot
one
of
time.
work for a movie.
Yeah, bro.
That's
and then
cool,
Kubo, like one day I do want to cosplay that motherfucker because he's also got one good eye. So shout out to the homie.
do it.
But no, like
do it.
they need to like get recognized for that one day because that is literally a dying art, dude, and no one gives
Yeah.
a shit about those
That's
movies.
a studio. They put
It's
out
a
stuff
fucking
purely
brilliant-
for the art of it. It's
Yeah.
not about
Yeah.
impressing nobody. Like,
Right.
But
And the thing- but
the
you
niche
can-
people that know what they're doing, they're like, whoa, like it's impressive.
It's not
Right.
even niche,
You watch-
dude, because I've never even fucked
think
with
it
like.
is. I don't think a general
well,
audience is
like I don't
understands
even
that.
fuck with like stop motion, but I see like the effort that they go through,
a
and
lot.
the thing is that the movies aren't shit at all. Like they're great movies, straight up. That's it. Like it's just like where people. What's up?
What happened?
The stop motion just literally for my Parks and Recs fans, dog.
Which
Chuck,
one?
did you ever see that episode?
I've seen. What do you,
Fucking
oh, and Adam Scott's
stand in
character.
the place where you were.
Yeah, he's. I forget what happened. How he lost his job, but
because he had the relationship of between
Him and Leslie.
and him and Leslie, he had to step down or whatever.
That's
Yeah.
right. So,
So-
then he was unemployed. He was really
Oh,
bored, so he tried to make the stop
I
motion
remember
thing.
that.
Yeah,
He made the cones of Dunshire, dude.
yeah.
Yo, Parks and Recs is
Reddit loves the Cones of Dunshire,
Dude.
and parks in general. But yeah.
hilarious. But yeah, okay, so I gotta reel this back in real
Go for
quick
it.
because I do want to just touch on something I saw the other day that I was excited about. Dude, Samurai Jack. Ooh, that game looks hard.
I didn't know they're making a game.
Yeah, it looks good. Like it looks like your standard hack and slash, like 3D type looking thing, but I'm sure
Fruit
just,
Ninja?
huh?
Fucking with you.
Get out.
Did you say Fruit Ninja?
Yeah, he did. This
Okay.
motherfucker said.
No,
Fruit
no,
Ninja.
I'll give you that one. That was
Pretty good. Yeah.
I'll give you that one. But yeah, dude, that I'm excited. I seen there's a little bit of gameplay footage, some basic stuff. Dude, it looks,
the basic stuff that Red calls it.
you know,
The basics.
I'm excited though because I love Samurai Jack.
Look, if y'all haven't fucked with the series like since y'all were like in your teens and shit, do yourself a favor, go back and watch the last
holds up.
the last 12 episodes.
Holds up.
Bro, fuck holding up, bro. Like that shit, like if you got into it like when it first dropped and then going back and revisiting it after all these years, like the maturity, like bro, the show growed up with you. Yes, and I said growed up.
Road.
It growed up with you. There's like there's serious tones, there's blood, there's murder. Like you never actually saw anybody get fucking narked and like blood on the original show. Fucking third episode in, dude, he's hacking some bitch up, dude. And like,
He ain't playing.
Yeah, like you see arterial sprays and shit, dude.
Bro.
Oh, that's awesome.
And it's
And
the
Kill
same
Bill
guy
style.
that made
Kill Bill
Dexter's
style.
Laboratory.
Yeah, and then that leads me to my other one because eventually he evolved from that. The one fucking show that always gets slept on, and I hope that he gets a reboot for that one too, is fucking Symbionic Titan. Y'all need to get on that one. I motioned that we review that show one day, and it's a short run. It's like 12 episodes. But yes. Also, a side note: you ever notice that the creator always had a thing for girls with big asses? You look at the mom from Dexter's Laboratory.
yeah.
You look at
mom, yeah.
you look at the mayor's assistant from Powerpuff Girls. Bro, he always had.
It's
He always had.
an over-exaggerated
Dude,
hips.
exactly.
Yeah.
Always over-exaggerated hips.
He
and
likes
ass,
some
dude.
dick.
He likes some thick, bro.
Isn't that like
Homie was an ass man.
Isn't that like all animations?
Well, no.
That's
This is
not
like,
anime.
dude, Dexter's
Anime,
Lab
right?
and shit was.
Yeah, that's not.
Yeah, I love Dexter's Lab. That was a great show.
All right, so we gotta do it. We gotta do it. Y'all ready? Y'all ready for this shit?
That was pretty loud.
Sorry. Here we go.
What's happening right now? I feel like I'm outside of this joke.
It's 80s freestyle.
You'll get it in a second. I know where it's going. I know what it is.
I fucking know this.
Oh, Spaceballs.
Yes, that's right. Spaceballs, ladies and gentlemen.
I just had to
Bolas
hear, I just had to hear
despacio.
the vocalist. I was like, I think it's Spaceballs, but like until I hear, yeah.
So, hold up.
You're waiting for the chorus, aren't you?
Bolas despacio.
Classic, bro. Dude, I love this movie, bro. I want to shout out to Aruba for fucking recommending this shit, bro.
Wow, I didn't even think about it. I thought it'd be Chuck because it's a Mel Brooks thing. Young Frankenstein.
We're still on One Punch Man, though. That's
Right, that's
Yeah.
Chuck's thing.
Oh, yeah.
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 See?
I wasn't thinking at all.
I like having some rules. It's kind of nice.
I usually pick the comedies. I'm like, I'm gonna pick a comedy.
So, for those who tune in for the first time, if at all,
if at all.
we do our reviews. Somebody drops a recommendation, they start the review. So this was Aruba's last episode with Spaceballs. But yeah, take it away, man. Dude.
Yeah, Spaceballs, like you said, it's a classic. It's an awesome Mel Brooks, fucking hilarious, it's a fucking hilarious movie. I mean, from everything from the costumes, just what is it? A dark helmet.
Yes.
He comes in and he has like, this fucking elaborate tie looking thing. There's two fucking things and a fucking thing.
It's a
fucking
dick and balls.
Right, a dick and balls. I'm like the whole time. Everything from the costumes to the music to just it's all supposed to be just fucking hilarious and stupid and funny
Right.
and there's some kind of meaning to it.
Had to be a
And,
Jewish princess.
Damn it, right?
Right.
The druid jokes were hilarious.
Yeah.
She doesn't look
That's
Jewish.
Mel Brooks.
Yeah, it's like
Oy vey.
You see what I'm saying? Like that's it's just it's a well written, hilarious fucking movie. I love it.
And
I love
it holds up.
It does.
the plastic
does, yeah.
surgeon though,
It
coming
does.
in to
Yes.
shave your nose, man.
Yeah.
Oh God.
Your old nose back.
So
I'm like, God damn, bro. The picture,
The before picture.
dude, that shit was fucking. Every time it
She's
gets
hot
me,
as
bro.
fuck, and then you see her in that picture, you're like, God damn.
So you see the before picture, and her nose is sticking out like
Yeah.
2 inches from her head.
Like up here though.
Like 3 inches.
Yeah, no, it's
Damn.
I remember the first time seeing that shit. I was like, "Yo!"
Poor girl probably couldn't give head with that nose.
Oh,
and there it is.
Impossible.
It only took
Even
what,
Dark Helmet
15
said,
minutes
I
into
bet
the
she gives
show, and
great
here
power.
we go.
no, I said we're at the half hour mark.
Half hour? Holy shit! All right,
Yeah, I'm surprised Big Red hasn't had his hill to die on yet. Well, the night's still young.
Yeah, we still got a
I'm
whole
trying
more
to
hour
think
and a
ahead of
half.
where I don't think there's gonna
Red's
be
corner's coming.
The
No
fuck
worry.
they won't.
Yeah, my hill down.
I look. If I had to bet on it not happening, I'm not placing that bet.
Yeah, no bet for me.
At all.
That's vodka right there, ladies and gentlemen.
Right,
It's
exactly.
gonna happen.
Fake news.
Goodness gracious.
It just hasn't had that hill to climb yet, but it'll be there.
It's gonna happen.
Joe Fuzz, fake news.
So Ruba, what was your favorite scene
Uh,
of the fucking movie, man?
Man, I feel bad that I don't remember the guy's name. The police academy guy, the guy who makes the
Michael Winslow.
Michael Winslow.
Come on, man.
I know. I feel terrible when he's at the radar and he's like,
Well, sir, it looks like the radar's been jammed.
yes,
Oh
yes,
my god.
I've lost my beeps. I've lost my
raspberry.
There's only one person that uses raspberry.
Star. Lone Star. Lone Star.
So if you haven't seen the movie, Lone Star's character drives basically a Winnebago.
Yeah.
When
Oh,
he said
they
flush
literally
his
call it
space.
Shout out to
It's
Breaking Bad.
Winnebago, yeah,
That's the
yeah.
Breaking Bad. Is it just
Right?
Yeah, it is.
It does look like it.
Yeah, it's
So
totally.
they fire a actual jar of jam that you actually says jam on top of the on
Yeah.
the lid as
To
it's flying
jam
towards
the radar.
By the way,
Yeah.
this one bagel has a bumper sticker that says "I love Uranus."
Yes. God, so many little
There's
things.
so many
man.
things. I'm sorry.
No, you're
I'm
good.
sorry. But they deploy a big jar of jam to their satellite and jam their fucking
Radar, yeah.
radar. Like it's brilliant.
Fucking
Love it.
brilliant.
I'm sorry.
I love how you're like, it's brilliant. They
It's like-
jammed
Right.
the radar.
It's an ultimate dad joke, and it's just
Yes,
That's
it
what
is.
the thing
and
is,
they
man.
fucking
That's
put
the
it-
thing about Mel Brooks. It's just
right.
dad
It's
joke,
just
dad joke, dad
right.
joke. Somebody-
It's just
yeah.
it's fucking hilarious. No matter like how like you don't want to admit it's so low hanging fruit, but it's funny. It's
Yes.
funny. It gets the job done, and I respect that, man. I love that.
That's the majority. That's like those 70s and 80s spoof movies. They're all dad jokes.
Right? Yeah, that's all
they
it
are.
is.
And it's
And
I mean,
Don't
it's
Call
so
Me
fun.
Shirley.
And they're just
Right.
throwing shit against the wall. They're like, some of them will stick, some of them won't. Fuck
Yep.
it. Just
A lot of them
fucking throw
do.
it.
I don't think
Yeah.
a lot of them do. I think they're like bucket put
Yeah.
it in.
But it's the best when it's like the Zucker brothers are so dry and they just
Yes.
play it off.
Yeah.
It's so deadpan. That's the best part.
Yes.
Right.
So, what are you giving it, Ruben?
I give it a. I'm gonna give it a solid 10. I mean,
Wow, all right.
I just.
Okay.
That's a good-
How were you when you
it-
first saw it?
it-
Out of curiosity.
Right around when I must have been 9 years old, 10 years old when I saw.
Exactly.
When I saw.
That's why.
Yeah,
I think
That shit happens, bro.
I think I was like
Movies
7
look-
or 8.
Like, and that's what I try to expose to my kids because those. I mean, it's just stupid fart, stupid
Right.
like naked booty. It's just stupid funny, man. So I'm like,
But there's some
it's-
jokes that are definitely going to go over
Naked
their heads.
booty.
yeah,
A lot,
you
especially
know.
like
Naked-
the
yeah, hold up.
Yeah, wait. Naked booty?
Naked
No,
booty.
like you know how like they say like the stupid like booty jokes and
I don't remember naked
Show
booty.
your work,
Yeah.
Dennis.
No.
Show your work.
Show your work, Dennis. Where's the naked booty?
no, like if you watch
Demand
Like
answers.
that.
like when you see
Show your work.
You see, now you got the problem. I
No,
fucking
no.
all riled up and everything.
I'm like getting red.
when
You did, you got the white guy going.
when Dark Helmet starts. Jesus Christ!
I'm attacking.
I know. So,
Pitbull.
so maybe
You
not
turned
naked,
the white guy
but it's
tomato
that
red. Congratulations,
that potty
Dennis.
humor is what I'm saying. The
No
potty,
offense, it's not that hard with me.
not naked booty. It's
came in
potty
with
humor is what I'm trying to say. I'm
Potty
sorry, potty humor.
Right.
What-
That was a very
naked
dangerous
booty. I'm
statement.
sorry.
All right,
I was,
so
I was
never
going
forgive
to Jared Subway style over here. Sorry.
I'll never forgive you.
yeah, Chuck, your turn, bro. Take over.
I don't remember
please.
how old I was when I first saw that movie. I was probably between 10 to 12, roughly. And of course, watching it as an adult, you catch all the jokes that you
Yeah.
over a
Oh,
10-year-old's head, you know.
That's what makes it timeless.
Like when
gives
you're a
great
kid,
helmet.
you get like the jokes, like exactly like that one. You miss the jokes, or you get the jokes when you're younger, like I want you to comb the desert, and they're literally dragging a giant comb across the
Yes.
desert,
I want you to comb
which
the
is a
desert for
hilarious
clues.
scene too.
Oh, that's my favorite scene. Oh,
Yeah.
That's one of my two favorite scenes.
We ain't found shit.
Yeah,
But
can't
yeah.
get away with that nowadays.
So it's been roughly 20 years since I've seen the movie,
God damn.
and as an adult, it's way better.
Yeah.
Yeah, definitely way better.
You see,
Um,
you felt that way? I felt the opposite.
there were certain
would.
things I didn't like as much, but I appreciated the subtle stuff a lot more as an adult, especially the.
I saw it a
you
little
know,
bit later too. I didn't see it when I was 9 or 10 or anything. I saw it when I was like, I think I was like 13 or some shit. So I kind of got a lot of it,
All right.
even the helmet thing. But
There was lines in that movie.
At 13, I would not have
remember
gotten
at
that helmet.
I did. I was a little fucking hoodlum though.
I forgot what I was saying. But,
Little hood rat.
Not a hoodlum, but a hoodlum.
I think it's true. Mel Brooks. Everybody in there is just awesome. John Candy is probably my favorite in that movie, though.
Oh, absolutely,
And
yeah.
honestly, I miss
Shout out
him.
to
I
the
wish he was
God.
still around.
Dude,
He was
fucking man right there.
He was just awesome.
I don't
as far-
know. I have
Yeah.
to say Rick Moranis is definitely.
Yeah, I
He
was gonna
really
say
good
though,
too. I wish he would come back.
He is.
He is.
He's coming back in the reboot of Honey. Well, not reboot, but a continuation of Honey I Shrunk the Kids.
yeah.
I
I don't know
Yeah.
about
What
that one.
movies
Or
that come out?
reboot.
Yeah.
I thought they got him for Ghostbusters, but I didn't know about.
They should.
I hope they do.
Like,
They
Rome-
just aren't saying it because I want that to be a secret.
Yo, but shout out to him because
Oh,
I don't know
yeah.
if y'all ever heard his
Yeah.
story and
Yes.
shit.
No.
Exactly.
So
Tell
what
him.
it was is
Oh,
that
yeah.
Nice.
so he was on the come up and he was still like the funny family man like in the 90s and shit. And if I'm not mistaken, I think it was cancer that did his wife in.
Yeah.
He lost his wife, and he's like, no, fuck this. He fucking got out of Hollywood,
To take care
moved
of
his
his
kids
kids.
to Canada and shit, and then like,
Well, he is Canadian.
well, yeah, but he went back to Canada because that's where the wholesome is. So that's where the wholesomeness is.
Right.
And then he raised his kids. And now the reason that he's able to go back is because like the kids are adults and they're like, Dad, you still got like fans like going ape shit over this.
Yeah, 'cause he was
like
in his
go
prime.
back. Yeah, like he's like basically his kids
Yeah,
are telling
here's
him,
the thing.
yo, go reclaim the throne, son.
And let
Dude,
me
he was a killer.
let me
He was all over
let
the
me
place.
point that
Everywhere.
too.
Everywhere.
This movie, if you haven't seen Spaceballs, do yourself a favor and
You
watch it
gotta
just to
do
see
it.
his performance.
Watch
Yeah.
any Mel Brooks movie.
I mean, just mainly more for Rick Moranis for reference because honestly, this is probably one of my most favorite movies.
My
of
favorite
him.
scene is of him improvising, and I'll talk about
But
it.
yeah,
oh, I didn't know.
dude.
I'm
Oh my god.
excited about that.
Oh yeah, what are you?
I think we might have the same favorite.
Really?
I think we might. But go continue.
And the scene with Michael Winslow, like you said,
Yeah,
That was your favorite scene?
forgot
Yeah.
about that. That's probably my favorite scene as well.
Oh,
It killed
no.
me.
It does. It's just,
I love Michael Winslow. I loved him in
Yeah.
what's it called?
Police Academy.
Police Academy. And I know he's in some other stuff too.
That's an untapped talent right there, by the way.
Yeah.
Gosh, yeah,
exactly.
yeah.
Did you know
It's
all
that-
of those sound effects were him?
Right.
That's my fact.
Get out.
So,
fun
Chuck,
fact.
what are you giving it?
I'm biased because I
Oh,
love
the
Mel Brooks.
assholes. That's funny.
9.6.
Okay.
Nice.
I honestly
that's good.
still think
All
Young
right.
Frankenstein's a funnier movie, and I still think History of the World's a funnier movie.
Well,
That's
no.
another movie.
That's,
That's
we're probably going to end up doing that one at some point
Yeah,
anyway.
I'm making.
It's probably good.
You know what movie I'm gonna do?
Spaceballs, though, I do want to say is there was so many jabs at George Lucas and Star Wars that I
Yeah.
missed as
Yes.
a kid.
Oh yeah.
The whole scene where they go to meet Yogurt, which is
Merchandising.
Yoda's parody, and it's all about the merchandising and the
Yeah.
stuff. It's like we got this, Spaceballs, everything. Even in the diner scene at the end, is
In the
Spaceballs the floor mat.
and the
Yeah.
toilet, the toilet paper.
Spaceballs the toilet
Don't-
paper.
don't-
Baseball's the flamethrower.
Exactly. Kids love this one.
I mean,
Right.
at one point, what is it? They make a plug, like both Dark Helmet and then the Emperor. They make a plug for the movie.
Exactly.
Like they break the fourth wall. They're like, oh yeah, and get
They do that
our-
constantly in
our-
those movies.
Classic
They're
That's
bad.
classic Mel Brooks, though.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah, it is. Yeah.
Break that fourth wall,
That
especially
fourth
in
wall.
the scene where like they're zooming in on Dark Helmet, the camera just hits him in the head and knocks him over.
Yes.
Or the scene where they're watching
Themselves.
themselves.
That's
What am I
good.
looking at?
They're like,
What do we do
Now.
right now?
Oh god.
All right, so let me build the scene real quick.
I need another beer.
Basically, after the thing was jammed, the signals were jammed. They're looking at looking
I'll
to
take
figure out what's going on, figure out where
Did you say? You said
the other characters
I'll take
were
it.
the good guys.
Yeah.
We're gonna get him
And
on
they go
problematic mode here
to
shortly.
the movie thing, and they've basically explained that like this movie is already on DVD, even
Yeah.
or sorry
Video-
VHS,
Yeah.
even
VHS.
though it's not even finished yet.
Dude.
And he's like, "What are you talking about? No, there's no way." So they open up this drawer, and it's all Mel Brooks movies.
I
lined
love
up
the
on
Rockies
VHS.
though.
Yeah.
The Rockies,
Yes.
there was like 12 of them.
Exactly, yeah.
They were sort of right.
Right. Yeah.
And he's like,
You
"Oh, here
know?
it is, Spaceballs the movie."
Right.
So they put it in. They fast forward up to a certain point where they're at, and it shows them watching each other,
Yeah.
and they're like, Rick Moranis is turning around. He's like, "What am I even looking at?"
like
Like,
moving his hand and shit.
it's just it blew his mind that like he can't understand what's going on. That's
Yeah.
just hilarious. Yeah, that movie's-
I enjoy.
I love when he, speaking of the merchandising and all that, when he's like, I don't know what brought it up, but like they wanted to make they're talking about making a sequel, and he's like,
Yeah,
we're gonna
the
call it
search for more money.
Search for more cash.
Did you
No,
know-
that's that. They were talking about doing it.
But do you know what
That
it
was
was
actually in the
called?
talks,
The,
yeah.
the actual title?
It was going to be that. It was going to
No.
be the search for more money.
It was going to be Spaceballs 3, the search for the sequel for more money. Some shit like that. I can't remember, but it was like they're searching for the sequel.
Really?
Right, right, right.
Yeah.
That is
Damn, I have to
Dude.
look that up, but it was something like that. Yeah.
That's awesome. So what are you giving it, Chuck?
I already said it.
9.6.
9.6. All right. So actually, that's Red. You're up now.
Big Red.
Oh,
Yeah, you're up.
Oh, hold,
so
hold
my
on.
favorite scene?
Can we do one comment?
Yeah, yeah.
Angelica, I asked her what her favorite scene was in the movie. She said it was the asshole scene.
Yeah.
And I'm like,
yes.
I'm
perfect.
surrounded by assholes.
Yeah.
He's my cousin, sir.
And you know what?
Major asshole.
Yes. I love how he clarifies toward the end.
Yes.
That's so Mel Brooks.
Asshole. Yes.
I love it.
But yes, Red.
So my favorite scene is when he's got the dolls, and he's playing in the room.
Yeah.
And apparently,
Sir, what are you doing? Nothing.
Yes.
I did not see you playing with your dolls right now.
How much
He
did you
goes,
see?
yeah. He goes, you didn't see anything? No, I did not see you playing with your dolls again, sir.
Yeah, that, again. Yeah.
The way he snatches him up so
Yeah,
quickly.
it's like, good. Yeah, dude, great scene. I died laughing even this time. I was like, by
That's the
myself.
best. I love
Incredible. Yeah, Moranis kills it in this movie. Like,
All right,
he's
so what's the
incredible.
improv scene? Spill.
That's the improv scene. He
Oh, was
improv
it?
that whole thing.
Yeah, okay.
Wait.
So, like, apparently they had the dolls for the merchandising gags and stuff. And he took them and he was, like, just doing the whole storyline with the dolls.
Fucking
No,
And
brilliant.
Mel Brooks was like, oh, we're going to shoot this.
Run that.
Yeah,
Like, he's like, just run that
literally,
shit.
yeah. And he's like, you're going to come in and, like, they made up the whole thing on the spot.
That's
Dude,
fucking.
that's
Yeah,
brilliant.
really
I had no
But
idea.
that was
See?
all Moranis, man. That
Yeah.
was all his genius, yeah.
Dude, I'm telling you, that man is an underrated one,
Yeah.
and it's because he.
Yeah.
Because he's
he was a
Canadian.
good- because he's a good
Look
man.
at the movie, like Ghostbusters,
Wow.
Honey, I Shrunk the
You
Kids.
can't say that, dude. So
What
is
else
Justin Bieber.
Yeah, I know.
Oh.
Celine Dion, Jim Carrey.
No, Jim Carrey's awesome.
Yeah.
Yeah, no, oh yeah, that's true.
Yeah, that shot
Anytime,
at
look,
Justin.
anytime that Canada plays us in the hockey for the Olympics, it's always to see who keeps Justin Bieber for another 4 years.
So we let them win.
The stakes are high.
Yeah, the stakes are high because then what happens is that the winner gets Drake, and then the loser takes Justin Bieber.
Dude,
It's fucking
That's fucking hilarious.
it's a miracle, but against
They
Canada.
can keep Avril Lavigne too.
hey, you leave her alone. Red, what was your favorite scene?
He just
It
said
was that
it.
scene. It
Oh,
was
that?
the improv
Okay.
Miranda
Rating,
scene.
rating.
And so rating, god damn it. So like I actually think there's like I gotta clarify. I think there's a lot of other Mel Brooks movies that I like more, to be honest.
Okay.
Young Frankenstein being one of them. We
right.
we did that one.
In Blazing Saddles.
Because I feel like Blazing Saddles is best in my opinion. But I feel like the other movies, how do I word this? Like this doesn't follow the storyline of Star Wars really well, the way that like Young Frankenstein does, or
Right.
I'm trying to remember the names of the other ones. Fucking the History of the World.
Yeah.
Like those are like I feel like the movies he's parodying, he's actually like,
The History of the World's not too much of one parody, though.
yeah, you're right. I don't know. What was the other one he did? He did
Robin Hood Men in Tights, but that's not like
That,
true to the,
No.
well, there's so many different
There's
versions of
another
that
one,
story,
man.
though.
right. That was gonna be my next suggestion. Yep.
I don't know. I feel like this one's all over the place with it's not really following the Star Wars storyline. I don't know.
But
I
the-
like
Right.
the fact that
No.
Young
But
Frankenstein
the
is.
parodies were on
It's
point, though.
non-canonical.
Yeah, yeah.
Pizza
It's not canonical. It's kind of all over the place.
Canonical.
It goes to Planet of the Apes, and which is awesome scene.
That was awesome.
Yeah.
Yeah. And the
Loved
fact that they
There
were
goes
coming
the
out the
planet.
nose. Like,
Yeah.
that was, God. All right.
So Bill Pullman, I just want to throw in some factuals.
Did you give your score yet?
No,
No, he's gonna throw the factuals.
Bill,
in
Throw
the
your
score.
factual and give your score.
Bill Pullman, his character, what's his name? Lone Star.
Low.
He was going to be either played by Tom
Independence
Cruise
Day.
or Tom Hanks.
Wow.
Really?
And
I would
Bill
have taken
Pullman,
Tom Hanks.
Tom
Bill
Hanks
Pullman,
all the
Tom Hanks would
way.
have killed.
Because
Yes.
they're still doing a lot of comedy
Yeah.
at that time, too.
And Bill Pullman, I gotta think back on those Mel Brooks movies.
Think of him
I'm
as
thinking
big,
of.
big.
There's
Oh
other ones
man,
he did.
yeah. Tom Hanks all day.
But anyway, so Bill Pullman was like the fifth in line apparently. Like,
No shit.
he was the
really.
fifth.
Get
one
outta
down.
here.
He's the first in line in my mind.
Yeah, well, he's great. He killed it.
But how did he?
was
so
the
he just
president in Independence Day.
he's
It's just
killed-
one of those things where Tom Cruise, Tom Hanks, and there was two others.
They're probably
They
making
were
big. They're
Tom
probably
Selleck.
making
They were
big.
busy.
Hold up.
Ted Danson.
Did you just say Tom Cruise and Tom Hanks?
Yes, they
Were up for
And
the
Tom
role?
Selleck, allegedly.
Tom Selleck.
Tom Selleck.
I'm pulling shit
I
out.
was gonna say like baby's day out over here.
Alleged.
The Tom trifecta.
Oh man. So yeah, so he was fifth in line. I'd have to look it up what the other ones were, but I know it was Tom Cruise and Tom Hanks for sure.
Yeah.
And
Tom Cruise would have. It would have been.
Tom Cruise was
terrible.
weird,
want-
but that was
I
back
wanted
when
to
he
keep-
was hot and everything. So they're like, that was their first choice. They're like, we want Tom Cruise.
All 5'4" of him. You know?
Yeah, probably right after Days of Thunder, right?
Days
Days
of Thunder.
I would probably say it was probably after Cocktails.
What year was Spaceballs anyway?
87.
Yeah.
So it's more, I would say,
We finish
Cocktails.
each other's
So,
sentences. We're dumb.
so yeah. So actually, I remember for this episode, I remembered. So wasn't the first Star Wars 77?
Yes.
77, 80, and 83.
So yeah,
motherfucker.
the whole thing was already done. Now, back in the day, man, nowadays you have the internets. People are parodying things like immediately. Like Game of Thrones was being
Internets.
parodied like 10 minutes after it was over with Donald
Yes.
Glover and them.
Yeah.
Like, Now, but back then, people were like, "Oh my God, they're parroting Star Wars 5 years after
Sold.
the thing's over." Yeah,
But the movie was still
Sold.
pulling in a lot of money too, even
Oh,
after
yeah. Yeah.
all of them, or at least
So-
the original 3.
yeah. But so for this show, it's interesting to me because Star Wars comes out in '77. 5 years later, Blade Runner comes out in '82. 5 years after that, Spaceballs comes out.
All right.
I thought
Dope.
I don't know why I put.
I
that
like
there.
your facts.
Yeah.
So what's your score?
Make with the score.
I'll give it a
Break.
9, solid 9.
Joe Five. What's up?
So one of the interesting things about this movie is I think it has a longer and lasting impact, only because, and this is probably somewhat true. Dennis, take these into the freezer.
They're melting.
That way they could be one giant stick of cookie.
Yeah.
Instead of,
So the reason that I think they that
Shout out
this
to
one,
the Girl Scouts.
the reason that I think this one has I guess a more lasting power is because it's not as problematic. Like there's not okay, they kind of like skirt the Jewish thing with the Druish, but then that's kind of it. Like
they threw the Jewish jokes like in your face.
yeah,
this
exactly.
movie.
God, it's so
but then the
funny,
thing
too.
is
It was
that like,
hilarious, though.
but then like you look at the problematic shit that like Blazing Saddles had, for example. Oh no, we need a better song. That type of shit. So,
But Blazing
Yeah, but that's
Saddles
Dave
was also
Chappelle.
the.
Dave Chappelle would make the same humor.
But you,
but yeah, Dave Chappelle can get away with that
but
shit. Not
Blazing
Mel Brooks.
Saddles was also like what?
He had a black
late
guy
70s?
co-starring with him.
When was Blazing Saddle though? Late 70s.
I want to, but it was still Mel
It was
Brooks.
before
right?
this.
Yeah.
And it's
So
all
yeah,
good.
yeah,
yeah.
of course. So it was
But again-
edgier at the time too.
Yeah.
Yeah,
you know?
and then that's the whole thing. So by this time,
But it's
and
just
again,
like-
that's why it still has that lasting power compared to
Right.
some more Mel Brooks work.
He pushed
You know?
the envelope before anybody else did in that
Correct.
era.
Yeah, and then the thing is that eventually I think he owned his craft because he's like, okay, let me push it, but now I know that there's certain things that I can't push.
Right.
And again, that's why we're still talking about the fucking movie almost 30 years later.
With no Mel
Yeah,
Brooks.
but Blazing
you go
Saddles
crazy.
was specifically about race. Like,
True.
I mean, it's
Uh-huh.
it's like the same thing with Dave Chappelle would make fun of things the same way, where he's like hyper getting into like the stereotypes and stuff to like really, I don't know, just show how ridiculous it is.
Yeah.
like
Yeah.
that's kind of what Blazing Saddles was doing, way ahead of Chappelle.
Yeah.
Right.
But I mean, I don't care if they're white or black; it's all silly.
No, and I mean, like, I don't either, but there's other people that will, bro. That's
No,
the
I get
thing.
it.
Especially
So-
at the time
Fuck
that
them,
came out, that was much more of an issue.
Yeah.
Because I don't remember the exact year.
But-
Exact year it was like between 77 to 79.
Yeah.
I don't remember exactly.
To that end, so yeah, everybody's favorite
conclusion-
season. No, everybody's favorite. Most people favorite scene. Radar jamming with Michael Winslow. Yeah, but I guess runner up to that would be the Schwang.
Well, that's
or the
your-
Schwartz.
no, no,
The
what is
Schwartz,
yours?
I see a
yeah.
Schwartz.
I see it.
Really?
My Schwartz is.
I'm going to be mad
Damn, I
alone
can't
on
wait
this
to
one.
watch
This is
Schwartz.
great.
Yeah.
So
learning,
oh,
forcing,
sorry. Go ahead.
so no, learning to master your Schwartz.
Right.
Yeah.
That was just the puns. Just like that's my fucking like my shoe size humor. Like I'm like just laughing like at as
Yeah.
when I was like a 9-year-old.
Yeah.
Let me ask you guys real quick.
Uh-huh.
What did you watch this on? Like, did you watch it streaming or
I had a copy.
you have a copy? You have it
Shout
on
out
DVD.
to you.
Yeah.
I have it on DVD as well.
Yeah. There you
Yeah,
go.
oh yeah, I had it on DVD
So
as well.
I'm only asking though because like on the DVD menu it says Mr. DVD when you put it in.
Yeah.
yeah.
And it has buttons that don't do shit underneath it and
yeah,
stuff like
yeah,
that.
yeah,
So
you're right.
you know, so
So-
it's a play on the movie where it's like
Yeah.
Mr. Coffee.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's like, oh, I knew that was a coffee machine. Where's the radar?
Yeah.
Right.
He's like, here it is,
Mr.
Mr.
Radar.
Radar. Yeah.
Okay.
I
So-
like that
no.
little thing, you know.
yeah.
It's the
So-
little things like that that make it so much better.
I had to meet it, so
Huh?
I had to meet it. Pirate it.
Yeah,
So
I gotcha.
Gotcha.
Got it.
Nice.
The what? The what?
So yours,
Pirate
your
it.
so your
Nice.
favorite
I don't get it. You
so
have the bodega?
scene was like him getting
Pirate.
taught.
no,
Bodega pirate.
the Schwartz, yeah, but like that was my second favorite scene only because
But you're with them with the Winslow.
yeah, without a doubt.
Oh,
all right?
really? Wow.
Yeah,
I'm
and
alone.
then-
That's great. I
And
love
then
it.
to me, I guess
Loner.
What did you give it? I'm sorry.
no, I'm about to.
Oh, I'm sorry.
How self-involved are you, man?
Yeah.
Get your shit together.
Sorry.
Get your shit together. Drinking on
Probably
Highlight.
8.7. So
all right, my turn.
all right,
So I'm really surprised because I mean,
maybe we slept on this scene.
yeah, this is okay. So first off,
The comb.
I've burnt out the VHS on this. This story has been told on this show, pretty sure before a couple of times. I know it has, and on Blunt Sessions. I burnt this VHS out. Like I watched this shit so much, like growing up, like probably more than I probably should have growing up. But shout out to my parents for letting me because
So how old were you?
Probably a good 7 around
Really?
there.
Alright.
Wow. Okay.
Yeah, dude, I was younger when I saw this. He can account
That's
for
probably that's probably why
that.
they
I
let him
was,
watch
dude,
it.
bro, like
He was probably tired of you watching that fucking movie.
Spaceballs.
This guy's watching Married with Children too.
Bro, I burnt that shit out. Like that tape
was.
stopped working. But it was great because all the quirky things like barf. I'm a Mog, my own best friend. Like
own
I
best
love
friend,
that. But no, my favorite scene though, bruh, the fucking ludicrous speed.
Oh
yeah.
Oh
Tesla
my
took
god!
that, by the way.
The whole thing. No, the whole thing. Because one, they sneak up, they save Princess because Princess is in the longest tractor beam or tracking
Right,
beam
the
of
slowest
all
ever.
time.
Yep.
Like that shit was hilarious. But then they save them, get her on the ship, and right when they're about to pull them in, they hit the fucking
Skirt.
hyperspace and they skirt out. Right, so Lone Star's out. Right, and I love Rick Moranis. He's like, where'd they go? And he's like, what do we have on this thing? Like, dude, that whole scene, like, just his everything about how he killed that scene, and then how he keeps everything. He's always like, no, I got this. Just fucking do it. Like he's just like, just do it, and they hit the ludicrous speed.
And it shows like whatever
Plaid. Yes, they've
And
gone.
then it shows
plaid.
like
Gone to plaid.
something ridiculous speed, then ludicrous speed.
Exactly.
Yeah,
like
it's
hyper
hilarious.
speed, ridiculous speed, and
That's what it was,
ludicrous
yeah.
Which
speed.
you got to respect Elon Musk for taking that and putting it. in
Yes,
Tesla.
and like, dude,
I didn't know he did that.
What do you mean?
Yeah,
That's awesome.
That's what the reference is.
Yeah.
What?
No, I didn't know he did it at all. That's cool.
yeah,
What do you
gotta
mean? What do you mean? No.
No. But even crazier is that VW got him beat on that.
How so? I didn't
So
know.
the GTI, I don't know if you remember that. I used to show you this commercials. This is back when I was like more into like cars and shit, like way more. And VW came out with this campaign for a little turbocharged GTI. And believe it or not, in their shit, it's always been a plaid pattern.
That's
so
funny.
I'm
That's
pretty sure
funny,
that's where
dude.
they all got that shit from, bro.
That's funny,
Yeah,
man.
dude, that and also the because the whole scene itself. Then he's just like, "Stop this thing," and then he's like, "But sir, no." And then he hit the emergency. He goes flying in there, bro. And then when he comes out, he's like,
What's he say? I feel
Smoke
like
'em
my
if you
brain is
got
in
it.
my feet or something.
like,
What do you want to do now, sir?
Right.
We should take a 5-minute break. Smoke if you got him.
he
You know what's funny is they're gone for 5 minutes. The crew
Yeah.
after that, yeah,
Yeah, dude, I love
like a legit like
You're
theatrical
right.
5 minutes. Like
Really?
yeah.
that
That's really
shit
clever.
was the
Yeah.
like that. I'm surprised nobody brought that up because that to me was one of his best scenes.
It also shows that Mel Brooks is always a king of like the running gag
Yeah.
because when they do the rewind again,
Yes.
they show the
They show-
ludicrous
they show-
speed.
yes.
They show it like 2 or 3 times. Can
He's
we
like,
just fast forward
yeah.
through that?
It's fast.
Dude, never play that again.
Right.
No one
Play
ever
the scene
said
again. Bro,
God.
That reminds me real
Also,
quick.
to be a
Brilliant.
fucking nerd. Go ahead, Chuck. You first.
Oh, no, you're good.
All right, so that actually is, come to find out, that's an actual real theory. That, like, if you decelerate violently like that, like, they say that we can't go, if we do go the speed of light, and, like, we want to stop at a certain destination, we have to stop, like, outside of that system or whatever.
Yep.
Because
Yeah.
if we stop, like, next to it, like, the momentum and, like,
It would
just
kill
the
you.
velocity, it would kill us and potentially fuck up the destination that we're going to.
that's fucking science.
Right? Like, so, yeah, Rick Moranis flying through the fucking...
Neil deGrasse Tyson.
Yeah,
I
like,
was gonna say Bill One Eye, the science guy over here.
What is that? What is that? Your one good joke for the month?
Yeah, that's it. That's all I got.
Still well done. No,
That shit didn't run on you, motherfucker.
very well done. But no, yeah, no. Fucking Rick Moranis getting yeeted across the fucking spaceship into the screen. Yes, that is an actual working theory.
Dude,
So-
I do it. And it's just like, that's what kills me that nobody said that there because that scene itself, just
Yeah.
fucking everything about it, bro, was just the timing of it. Just
was pretty good,
His
yeah.
reactions, especially
but-
when he walks out all fucked up.
What's
But,
your score, Bodings?
10. Fucking 10.
All right.
Dude, I
Man.
fucking...
Ten.
I
Oh,
burnt,
man. I give it a
dude, I
10.
burnt the fucking VHS.
If you,
I
if
give
you
it a
destroy
10.
the VHS,
You know
like,
what I'm saying?
you-
I'm a
you
little
have every
biased.
right.
I'm a little biased.
There might be some
But,
bias there for
dude,
sure.
it's a fucking 10, bro.
Yeah.
Like, it's just everything. It's the comedy still holds up pretty fucking well.
It does.
All of it. Even the part where the chick where she holds the gun, she's like, ew, what am I supposed to do? This? And then she fucking mows everybody down.
Oh yeah, that was pretty.
He
Funny.
shot my hair. Yeah, fucking love it. So comments? Do we got comments going on in there, Ruben?
Nah, no comments. No comments. Angelica,
Nothing from the penis gallery.
No, I've been pretty silent. I'm not sure if they're talking on anyone
Pretty sure he
else's.
said penis.
Not mine.
I'm probably getting
But
laid.
no, I don't know. Angelica,
He
she's a
said
super
penis
fan, and
gallery.
what did she say? Hold on, I'll take. Chappelle's name in Robin Hood was Achu.
It was.
That's right.
Bless you.
Right, yeah. With Nike Air Pumps.
Blinking. Don't forget about
See him
blinking.
No, it was Reeboks, not Nikes.
No, Reeboks? Okay.
Reeboks,
All right,
yeah.
well, Angelica, Reeboks.
90s cuts, bro.
Before we jump off of Spaceballs altogether, I want to point out that my tattoo artist, shout out to Cliff Shepard, he's awesome. Just
Shout
see
out
him
to
at
you,
Dixie's.
Cliff.
He
Let's see
he
it.
has a portrait of Rick Moranis' dark helmet. It says
Really?
Ludacris Speed on
No!
it. Yeah,
That's great.
That's awesome.
he's a good
That's
dude. Go
awesome.
see him.
I like that. I like that a lot, actually. So, you know what? I think what we're gonna do next is go into Blade Runner because I have some.
You got a
things-
soundtrack, man?
I don't really, but you know what? We'll just fucking.
Those are some low ass nipples you're
We'll
going
make
for.
it up as
I don't
we
know. I
go.
was aiming, but I don't know if I got it right. Yeah, yeah.
Just grab the
So-
whole area to make sure you.
Yeah.
No, I was-
I'm like, he's
I was-
going a little low.
I was tweaking his nipples because I know he's got a hard one for this movie. So,
I
does,
know.
though.
yeah,
He does.
Dude, don't even
Instead,
give me
instead
that
of getting
fucking
away
look.
from me, he gets closer.
Don't even give me that look.
Not sure why.
Don't even give me that look.
Yeah, I said it. I fucking said it.
How much
fucking,
time?
I fucking said it.
Said what?
Not sure why.
Not sure why. What?
You got a hard on for this
Me?
movie.
Because I have
the
good
slow
taste,
burn.
motherfucker.
Are you gonna poke the? Are you gonna poke the red bear, man? Don't poke the red bear.
I'm poking this bear hard.
He might take your
Fucking-
soul.
gotta tell
He's
you-
going to take
so-
your soul.
I gotta tell
Alright,
you, it's like
so
literally
Red-
pretty much created cyberpunk.
So Red
Ooh.
It did.
recommended this-
100%.
Let me hold on. Let me digest.
Oh,
that.
before
I
we
thought you
get
were going
that,
to high five. You should be.
before we get that, before
Think about cyberpunk before that. You can't.
Red recommended this, so you're gonna go ahead and start us off.
So
but
it's a noir movie. So just talk about it.
Cyber noir. Yeah.
It's a noir film. That's I used to watch. By the way, because of this movie, I bought DVD box sets of 40s and 50s noir movies because
Oh, wow. No shit.
it got me into it, bro. 100%.
All right.
So it's just a noir movie.
How
that
old
was-
were you buying these?
I was in my teens. I was a fucking nerd. in high
God
school.
damn, man.
No, you
No,
gotta pull that for
man.
that. You
I
gotta
wish I
pull-
would have known you
Well, I was
then.
there
Bro,
watching
I thought I was
motherfucking-
alone.
Listen. There would be times that me and Red, we would just do a fucking weekly run to Best Buy. You remember those days?
Oh, yeah.
And then like
Tuesday,
we would
man.
just pick up like certain movies and shit. We're like,
Yeah,
oh
man.
yeah,
I
like,
would do the same thing. I swear to
like-
God. Like, when you're like,
literally, dude. That's what me and Big Red would do. We would look at the ad on Sunday. On Monday, we'd
used
be
to
out,
do that, yeah.
we'd be in fucking Best Buy, like just looking for the specials. Oh
Yeah.
yeah,
I
we'll
did
get
it,
this.
man.
We'll get
and
this.
on Tuesday they had the new releases. Yeah, no,
Yep.
I'm mad.
It's the best Ridley Scott movie, and I think by a mile.
Oh
I'll be
wow,
honest.
okay.
I really do. Even over Alien, yes.
Oh,
Even over yes.
Whoa.
I mean, dude, because like all of the themes that he's touched on. But although I'll listen to the arguments for Alien and Gladiator and all these other movies, I'll listen to those
Right.
arguments. But
Once
for
you're
me
done with them, do
personally-
y'all are you not entertained or no?
Oh, hey,
dude, I
no.
love those. Dude, I love those movies too, man. So I'm not gonna argue it. But in my mind, Blade Runner is a movie that I can, especially the final cut, because there's 8 cuts,
Yeah,
and I've watched all of them.
you have.
So,
Sorry
dude,
for
by the way, the theatrical cut is shit. It's terrible.
All
Terrible.
right. Man.
Like it has
All right.
a narration over it that is horrendous. It's like literally just saying what
With a
happened on
capital
screen.
whore?
Yeah, horrendous. The ending, he's literally driving off with her. So at the end of the movie, the dude leaves the origami. Which
Spoiler alert.
which signifies that Deckard is a replicant, by the
Yeah.
way. Yeah. Because he had that vision of the unicorn, and then he knows, and he like read the file just just like Harrison Ford. I keep telling him that. Just like Deckard read the file on Rachel, and he knew about her memories.
So,
Gaff
yeah.
knows about his memories, and he left the origami saying like. See, the thing is, you don't know when they get out of that building. You don't know if he's going to be waiting for him. You
Yeah.
don't know if they're going to be able to get away. In the theatrical cut, they get away.
There it is.
In the theatrical cut, they drive off. But actually, they take. So, goddamn, I'm like all over the place. So,
Take a breather.
in the theatrical cut,
about to have
at
a
the end of the
heart
movie, when the door's shut and it goes to credits, well, in the theatrical cut, it doesn't go to credits. It goes to a scene where they are driving off, pretty
the
much into the
sunset?
sunset. It's like a
like
ultimate
that
love
jazz
story.
music.
They're like, literally what
This is
Gaff
Bebop,
tells him
right?
at the end, where he's like, "It's too bad she won't live, but then again, who does?"
Right.
Harrison Ford pretty much says that over again in like narration. He's like, "I don't know when she'll die." I can't remember what he said exactly. But he's like, "I don't know when she'll die, but I'm gonna keep. I don't know. I'm gonna keep.
I'm
going.
gonna keep pounding.
Yeah, like it's like it's just so corny.
I'm gonna
bro.
keep blowing out the
Like,
cybernetic
I'm gonna
back.
keep
So,
clapping.
and it's like all wooded areas and stuff, and it's
Yeah.
like that doesn't even fit the world
Right.
you just built.
Sorry,
Right.
Red
It's weird.
Man. We kind of shat on your narrative, but keep going, bro. No, it's
No,
good.
but no, I want y'all to, and this is what I do. So like, and by the way, the footage that they used for that scene is from The Shining. He took it literally from Kubrick because Ridley Scott said the studio, it was all studio decision. They're like, no, we need a happy ending. We need them to go off into the sunset together. And they said, well, he said, Ridley Scott's like, well, I'm not shooting it. So they just took the Shining footage from Kubrick and they basically, I don't know how they did it exactly, but they fucked with the film to make the car look like a spinner from Blade Runner instead of like that car that they use in The Shining.
No shit.
So yeah, so
Which
the
is
whole
kind of
footage
impressive for the time that movie came out, though. If you
Yeah,
think
yeah.
about it.
and it's dangerous because you're actually fucking with film. You're not like, it's not digital where you can
Right.
save
Yeah.
it. It's like, yeah.
But
Yeah. So I mean, dude, I don't
So
know.
I
don't
think
know.
the
There's
first
so
one you
much to
showed
say
me
about this movie.
I think the first one you showed me was the director's cut, not the final.
The
cut.
director's cut's the first one I ever saw.
And I think that's the
and-
one that you showed me in Thug Mansion.
Yeah.
So
There's a lot of differences. Like the final cut's just a much more cleaned up version of the director's
Yeah.
cut, and it's much better.
But then the final
Like,
cut's also, so to explain to all the uninitiated out there, the final cut is the one that finally has the director's cut and Ridley Scott's fully creative control,
Yes.
correct?
full control, and there's a lot of weird stuff in the director's cut. Like at the end of the movie when he has the dove and he lets it go, it's like a blue sky instead of it being at night.
Yeah.
And it's like when I watch a director's cut, even when I was a kid and I watched a director's cut, I'm like, what the fuck? Because like he lets the dove go and it's like blue skies, even though like it's
It's a shithole, yeah.
dark and
Yeah.
raining and like it's just weird.
Yeah.
Gotham.
And
Didn't fit the motif.
yeah. And then there's like when he calls him
Hey.
father when he meets his maker and he says,
Can we talk about how it was November 2019?
Yeah.
Yeah.
"What does that matter?"
No, I'm just saying that was dope. That was last year, right?
That was dope.
We
Yes.
were supposed
All
to
this
have
was
all
last
this
year.
fucking
I know.
technology.
I wasn't shitting on your parade yet.
He's like,
Well,
fuck you, so what?
You said in the beginning you weren't too much of a
Nah. We'll get to me.
Okay.
Yeah.
But I was just saying. I thought that was neat. I was like, oh
We
shit,
were
that was
all
last year.
supposed to be
And dude,
clapping
like,
cybernetic
all the
backs by
themes-
now, okay?
all the themes that Ridley Scott
What the fuck?
still explores, like in Prometheus,
Oh.
where it's like he loves, dude, non-human
Interactions?
existential- Well, no, like
Ridley
like,
Scott's
what
fucking
makes you
robots.
human? What makes you alive? What makes you conscious? You know what I'm saying?
Ridley
he loves
Scott
those
clapping
questions.
them robot cheeks.
And
No, he's cybernetic robot cheeks. That's the best.
By
That's
the
the
way,
best. That's a lot of the night right there. I love it.
From Spaceballs to Ridley Scott, the scene in the diner with the alien. The alien
yeah,
pops out of his chest. He goes, "Oh, not
Good
again."
call.
and that was the
Yeah,
actual
yeah,
guy.
yeah.
Yo.
yes,
That's a weird synchronicity.
You know what?
right
You know
there.
my favorite part about
Hello,
that was in
mother.
Spaceballs
Hello.
Yes.
was that he goes, he needs Pepto Bismol.
And back on Spaceballs.
Like the idea that one guy was like, "Holy shit, he needs Pepto Bismol." It always
just
makes
wanted
me
to
laugh.
point that out.
And it's so like quiet, dude. Or, like it's off to the side almost, like you barely hear it. But anyway, yeah, I loved it. That might be my favorite little, because I laughed so hard when that happened.
Dude, I
He
just
needs
love the.
Pepto Bismol.
I love
didn't
the
mean to
dancing.
sidetrack you. I just wanted to point out the correlation. There. I
Right.
thought it was kind of funny.
All right.
That
Oh,
was
by
not
the way, did you know
intentional
that?
either.
I'm pretty sure Ridley Scott approved of that completely with Spaceballs.
Yeah.
and he actually helped them make the little.
Well, because
alien.
it was the same
true.
guy from the movie.
Like
Yeah,
George
it is.
Lucas.
That's why he says not again.
George
Yeah.
Lucas, dude, like he fully approved of Spaceballs too, even with all the gags about
Electric
merchandising. Or whatever.
Boogaloo.
Like he was like all about, just like he's like all about robot
Well, of
chicken.
course. It's
Yeah.
like if you're a musician and Weird Al wants to parody you, that's an honor.
Yeah,
Except,
it's a
except
movie.
if it's for Coolio.
Yes.
Coolio's still salty about that.
A
That
little bit.
Why?
crack-headed
Because Weird Al's
bald.
version's better.
Yeah.
Oh,
Yeah.
Oh, sure.
Well, it's the same thing with Mel Brooks. If he's going to parody your movie, it's
Consider it
an
a
honor.
badge of honor,
Oh, it's
yeah.
an honor. Yeah.
Yeah.
Dude,
I would
apparently
totally let him.
George Lucas was helping him. Like they even got the Millennium Falcon like parked in the outside the diner. If you catch
Really?
it, yeah, it's out there.
I didn't notice that.
Yeah,
So
there's
Red,
a lot of little things.
All right.
I remember reading about that.
So for you, let's go with this. Favorite scene, favorite cut,
Oh fuck, we're on Blade Runner. Fuck,
and then your rating.
dude. No, Blade. Man, there's so much to talk
Did
about.
this happen last time with Sonic?
Dude, man, like that ending. I mean, so when I was a probably. You know what's funny? You was talking about 9 years old. You watch Spaceballs. I was watching Blade Runner.
Right.
So like,
Fair enough.
so at the end when he's like fucking running through the fucking building and this dude's, you know, basically. So you remember Batman Returns? When,
Yeah.
Michelle Pfeiffer. She's counting her 9 lives.
Yeah,
It's
yeah.
like, 4, 5. You know, and in Blade Runner, he's like, how to stay alive. But like, she's doing the same thing, dude. All the Batman movies. That's another thing. All the Batman movies have taken so much from Blade Runner, all of them. So that's the reason, another reason I love Batman so much.
Okay.
And
Tim Burton
actually,
Batman?
the girl who played Rachel, Sean Young, was supposed to be Vicky Vale in the first Batman.
And then what did
Who,
she do
Kim
in the
Basinger?
sequel? What did she do in the sequel?
She didn't do nothing in the sequel.
Oh, the
she
fuck
wanted
she
to be
did.
Catwoman.
Yeah, no, that's exactly the fuck she did. So
No, wait. I'm not done.
Go.
So she was supposed to be Kim Basinger's character, Vicky Vale. in
Basinger,
the first
Basinger.
Basinger, that's what I call her. I don't know.
Massinger.
So, what is it? Bo? What is
I
it?
have no clue. I was on the opposite side of the fence right now.
So wait. So Sean Young was going to be. She was literally casted as Vicky Vale, and it was going to blow her career up.
And then she got yeeted.
Yep, she yeeted off a horse.
She literally did.
that took a turn.
No.
she got in a horse riding accident.
Yeah, she got injured.
Yeah.
I told you. Like, y'all think I'm bullshitting.
Yeah. So
No, I know she did. I remember that.
So yeah, she was going to be Vicky Vale. Then Kim Basinger instead. Her career blew up because she became Vicky Vale,
And then
And,
what
like-
did she do in the sequel? Do you know what?
and she campaigned for Catwoman hard.
No. Like, I guess bitch was on her Roxy's or some shit like that.
Yeah.
Because, bro, she broke into Tim Burton's office
Yeah.
like in a homemade. Like
She's
she
crazy,
cosplayed
bro.
this shit.
Yeah.
She cosplayed a fucking Catwoman outfit.
She
And
went,
then-
dude. She went on Letterman, I think it was, in Catwoman outfit, like basically like campaigning,
shooting
like,
your shot.
You're gonna like Tim Burton's gonna hire me, and Tim Burton's like, no, I'm not, bitch. I got Michelle Pfeiffer on the line.
So yeah, no, she.
yeah.
I mean,
So,
she
dude-
was a little crazy, but she shot her shot. So
So there's a lot of ties, and actually,
Not know
Tim
that.
Burton heavily influenced by Blade Runner. His Gotham. If you look at Gotham,
Right.
Yeah, dude. And same thing with Nolan. Nolan, with Batman Begins, especially, very, very influenced by Blade Runner and the look.
that very
Yeah.
bleak atmosphere.
Yeah. Just raining all the fucking time and
Thanks, fam.
fog for no reason and shit. Like, I love it, man.
So what's your scene though?
God damn it. So,
remember,
Dude,
scene,
right.
cut, and then score.
Well, we
Dude,
might
for
even
him.
cut just
Dude.
a scene.
For him, no. For him, yeah, he's
the whole, dude, the ending always gets me. I don't care.
Fair enough.
I've seen it. Legit, I've probably seen that ending. And I'd watch it on YouTube. And I've seen it over 100 times.
all right.
Fucking ending. I fucking like, and when he's talking about, and by the way, his line about all these moments will be lost in time like tears and rain was improvised.
No shit.
Yes.
Wow.
That
All right,
great
shout out
line
to
was
him.
improvised by Rutger
Shout
Hauer.
out to him.
Who would have had a great career, but he became an alcoholic and essentially got blacklisted. And
Hey.
he didn't come on until later in his career. He was actually in Batman Begins, tied of
He
alcohol.
was.
Wasn't
Yeah.
he Bowser?
No, that was
that was Dennis Hopper.
Dustin,
that
Dennis
was
Hopper, yeah.
Yeah, that was
Oh,
Dennis.
because they look very similar.
Dustin Hopper.
It doesn't Hopper. I
Yeah,
was like, no,
definitely.
that ain't right.
All right,
Definitely, we gotta go get the Koopas. We gotta get the Koopas. Definitely.
So
definitely.
what's your
And that ending, damn it, let me talk.
Coopers are bad. They're definitely bad.
So the whole ending, the way he's like talking to him, he saves him. Dude, there's so much to talk about with this movie. I feel like, okay, so
So
Well, we still have
a mixed
the
feeling.
One Punch Man.
there's a lot of religious imagery with the putting the needle through the hand,
Right,
and shit,
right.
and like he saves him with that hand. He lifts him back up. You think he's teasing him or whatever. Like when I first watched the movie, I remember as a kid, 9 years old, I'm thinking like he's just gonna let him die or he's gonna pick him up and drop him. And when he picks him up and he actually sits him down and he's like, "You see what it's like to live in fear, motherfucker? Like you see what it is to be a slave?" And he's white, just like he is, so he could actually understand. There's a lot of thematic shit going on as far as like truly putting yourself in the shoe, like in somebody else's shoes. You know what I'm saying?
what you
and-
have to lose.
And literally in the narration, in the theatrical cut, I guess you can call it problematic, but I think it actually helps. When he talks, you remember how Bryant calls them skin jobs?
Yeah.
Well, literally in the narration in Harrison Ford's head, he's like, he calls them skin jobs just the same way that a racist guy would call a black guy a nigger. And it's like, so they really made that like connection in that cut.
Right.
And this one is more implied, but you get the picture, especially at the end, man, in my opinion. And he's talking about these like vision, or he's talking about if you've seen what I've seen off the shoulder of Orion, and talking about like that's all made up memories. And he's thinking about it like it actually happened to him, because to him it's real. And when he lets go of that dove, that once again religious imagery, like the spirit leaving the body, you know, it's like this guy's actually human. You know what I'm saying? I don't know. Like, I mean,
I feel that, man.
And Ridley Scott gets into that, especially in Prometheus.
You mean Prometheus?
Prometheus.
Prometheus.
He
Protein
loves
shake.
those ideas, man. It's like what makes you
Bro,
what makes you human, what makes you alive, what makes you
Barack
conscious.
Obama.
And
Swing and a miss.
yeah, I just fucking dude. There's something about, it always touches me.
Okay.
Every time he's speaking at the end about
In a Catholic priest kind of way?
he touches me very sexually.
I feel like the music,
Catholic priest kind of way. Catholic
touches
priest
me
the
kinda way.
music really fits
He-
right now. I'm just saying.
He really lures me in like somebody in a white van with candy.
As soon as you said lures, I'm like,
Right.
this is gonna be good.
Or as an adult, like
On
in a
that
white
note,
van with highlight.
But dude, like and the themes of the movie, man, it just really resonates. It always gets me.
So what are you giving it? What are you giving it?
So the ending scene's my scene,
Right.
and close second is when she's falling through the plane glass windows.
Yes,
I'm
that
sorry.
was my favorite
Yeah,
scene.
and she's falling into the mannequins.
Yeah.
Right.
And there's a lot of thematic stuff going on there, and that's very Ridley Scott, by the way, where it's like this is a little too much, maybe, but maybe it's not. Like it's like
Oh,
actually
man.
really like affecting, but at the same time, it's kind
I
of
love it.
I
man.
loved it.
I loved it.
Yeah, it
loved it.
connects with me, but sometimes he goes over the top a little bit, and that felt like one of those moments a little bit maybe. But where am I going?
To your score.
Oh, the score by the
Your
way.
score, you
Vangelis,
fucking
Vangelis?
rambling fuck.
Dude, how do you not like the score of that movie?
No, the score you're giving it.
I'm attacking Bo. I'm attacking Bo about shit you didn't say. How do you not like the score, Bo? If nothing else, goddammit.
Look what you did, Bo. Look what you
We
did.
got like.
And they
four
say
other
that eyes
people.
are the window to the soul, and there's a lot of imagery with eyes and stuff.
Let me rephrase that. What's your rating?
What's your rating?
My
what are you
favorite cut's the
giving
final
it?
cut.
On a scale of
And
1
the
to
rating-
10,
On the scale of 1 to 10, it's 10 out of 10 for me, man. I think it's a perfect movie.
All right.
Other than Harrison Ford basically raping her, but the thing
Oh,
is,
God. Let some of us have some shots.
oh, struggle snuggle.
Struggle
That's what I was
snuggle,
talking
right.
about.
God damn it.
Ladies and gentlemen, welcome to
All
the Great
right,
I changed my favorite scene.
We told you we'd get here. We've arrived at our destination.
That was
All right,
really
Joe
loud.
Fur.
He really struggle snuggles. He fucking slams that door shut. I laugh every time I see it.
I wanted to say the struggle snuggle. I hate you right now.
we all did. I was like, and he's like,
Damn you.
hey, perfect.
All right, Joe Fur, your turn.
why-
All
I
right.
did watch that
Yeah.
So I'm not gonna get as preachy as my man over here, but
Right. He had a
The-
fucking
Dude,
I could've
religious
talked-
experience.
I-
I know. That's why I have
damn
to
it.
reel you in.
yeah,
I love you, but I
Dude,
got to
That is
reel
literally
you in.
a top 10 movie all time.
literally.
I
dude,
know.
Put it in a dissertation, man. Like, put it somewhere. I'll read it. Okay?
I feel like
we promise. We
this
promise
is like
we will
one
read
of
it.
those like if you were taking a college class, like this is like the whole.
No.
This
Yeah,
is
like
that final
no.
exam.
This is a thesis right here.
No. My man's got an abstract, a thesis, a fucking
Right, you know what I'm
works cited
saying?
and shit,
Hey,
bro.
man, I love
And I
it.
respect that,
That's-
but
that's
we
what I'm
all want to
copying
say
off
some
of.
shit here.
All right, so to me,
Oh, man, I love that movie.
so
Hey, man.
I
not
know.
so much, not so much in the cyberpunk
That's
as
Dumb and
Red,
Dumber to me.
as
Right.
Red says
No,
it,
I feel
but
that too.
to me the thing is that it also has a huge significant impact on anime.
Yes.
A little bit.
Akira,
no, a
yeah.
little bit. Get the fuck out of here, Akira.
Akira, that's
fucking
right. I said Akira.
dude. Literally,
From Nikita.
Cowboy Bebop. Like there's those influences in there. You look at any futuristic.
Yes.
You look at any futuristic anime that had like you can even like taste it in any futuristic anime between the 80s and the 90s, and here's why.
This guy's looking at his fucking TV over here.
Anything in
Bro, sci-fi was changing.
you got taste that shit.
Period.
anything
I get it, man.
anything in the any anime that was made that was like a post-futuristic like situation in the 80s always had like this brooding sense of like this impending doom.
Yes.
And that reflected what? The Cold War. So you always had like this like dark cloud and everything. And then you literally saw that shit happen in Blade Runner.
In the 4-year lifespan, especially.
Exactly. So you evolve from that, and then you go forward into the 90s. Well, guess what? We won. The Soviets lost. The Cold War's over. So now, if you look at animes from that point or from that period, they have this almost cautious optimism to them. Like there's this unexplored world that like is just ready for us to take or for us to explore, but we have to tread carefully. And that's
some knowledge.
and that's like the shit that you see in
why I should
like the
drink.
world and the world that they build in these animes. All right. So to that end, let me move on to my scene real quick.
God. I
Work
feel like
quick.
I just got smarter fucking listening to that. Jesus.
So-
All right, man. Yeah.
To that end,
In
I will
conclusion, I love that. To that end.
Conclusion.
In conclusion.
So definitely the ending. All right, and then here's the other knowledge
Hold
bomb.
up, wait. This is your scene. That's your.
Yeah, my favorite scene. My favorite
Okay.
scene. All right, and here's the one thing. All right, because I'm gonna play off what he said about like with Scott always playing on this thing about like the interaction or the dynamic between the
And so
non-human,
You get one of these.
the non-human, or the the non-human or the human. You know, there's always that dynamic. And the thing is that when he saves him, and then
I
I'm just
also
gonna
feel
leave
like
you
he
at
knew
like.
too.
I mean, he did. You know, he did.
I feel like he already knew. Like I think he knew.
Yeah.
And he was like he realized he did not know that
Yeah.
he was a replicant. Like
So-
he was in on it. Like he was behind the scenes. Like oh, this motherfucker don't know.
So, and so that to me is my favorite, like my favorite movie or my favorite scene in that movie.
Okay.
Now, as far as the rating, it's just because to me, what took me out of the movie for so long was just all these fucking diversions, and it was because of the studio and everything. Ultimately, yeah, I'm glad that Ridley Scott got his shit back together and he said, "Yo, this is what I genuinely wanted to make," and that he gave the blessing to a director that he said, "All right, I know that you fuck with my vision, so run with that shit." Because to me, 2049 is just as good as the OG.
I haven't seen
All right, so I'm not gonna drop the spoiler on that, but yeah,
Dude,
you need to fucking
I'll
watch
listen
it.
to arguments that it's actually better because like,
Hot take.
I think it's incredible.
But again,
Really?
but
Alright.
again,
Yeah.
but again, that's like Ridley Scott said, okay, it's time that this fucking franchise or this world got expanded. And dude, the animes behind it are fucking dope too. There's animes behind it if y'all haven't noticed that or not. But okay,
Not as
but,
woke as you, bro.
but to that,
Damn.
but again, so
Blade Runner changed so
yeah,
much. man. Like
so
sci-fi in general.
exactly no, and that's
Yeah.
that's the legacy that it leaves behind.
Yes.
So my rating for that reason is it was originally going to be like a low 8 because of all the diversions, but then looking back on it, on the legacy that it left behind, I'm gonna drop it to a 9. So, all right, so
wow.
9.
I love that.
All right,
My turn.
go.
Hey.
All right, so look, I get what you're saying, bro. I feel you. Like it's got a lot of those.
Who, Boner here or me?
Yeah. No.
Owner.
Because I know this
above
is.
He's walking in
This
the
is
direction right
like-
Nine or above. Yeah, I am actually.
This is
I know for the
But
table moving.
Nine or above. Yeah, sorry.
This is-
9 or above.
this is
I
red
say you have a boner
shit.
too, sir?
This is red shit, and I get it. I get it.
Someone drop a 7 on Big Red for this one just
But
to see what he says.
look, here's the thing.
It's
coming.
Here's the thing.
Coming.
Here's the thing.
What is it? What
There's
is
just
it?
so many little things that were like sticking at me. First, my biggest issue out of everything.
Why is he running around in his underwear?
Bro, you ever watch UFC? He's fighting.
That's got nothing to do with it. You're reaching.
Yeah.
Bro, that was a reach.
That
I
was
know you
a
love the
reach.
movie, but I'm
That's
not.
not, that's not a reach at all,
No.
man. You
Yeah.
gotta be more.
Hold
mobile.
on. Let me finish.
Drop
Let me
down your
finish.
skivvies,
Let me
motherfucker.
finish.
Let's fight.
Really?
You gonna give it a 7?
Let me finish.
Are you gonna give it a 7? I'm dropping down to my underwear. We're gonna fight right here.
So here's the thing.
Reach.
Not only
I'm gonna be
was
Rucker
he,
Howard chasing your ass through the fucking building.
he was
Which is terrifying, by the way.
right, dude.
Reach.
I'm pretty sure it was added for that aspect. Like, how can we
He's
make
a
this
goddamn
more
robot.
Hold on, let me finish. I let you go. Let me go.
Yeah.
I call him a robot.
All right.
Let him release.
He
God damn it.
He went in and like he just literally was just like, how can I fuck with this guy? Because I get it. He was trying to show him how it feels to be in that position. I totally understand that. I get that. But he's like, I swear to God, somebody in the writing room was like, how can we make this scene more fucked up?
Put him in his underwear.
Did you really care that much?
Not only that,
You
but
want some
fucking
dick
whitey
pics?
He's
tighties,
like,
whitey tighties, dude.
He's like,
projecting.
hey.
Get some
Bo's like, look,
moon.
One minute, no, 1 minute he's clothed, the next minute he's not. I'm like, yo, where is this going? Is he about to get butt raped?
So
Is Deckard about to get the dick in the ass?
Deckard killed this man's girl. He probably jerked off on her body.
Yo, and hold
Red's
on.
slowly
Hey,
climbing that hill.
hey,
He put the blood
No,
on
we're
his
here.
lips.
We're there.
Hey,
We're
he
there.
put the blood
You
on his
missed
lips.
it.
He's reached the summit.
Put the blood on his lips. He got a hard on.
Look, let me.
He's climbing that hill right now.
No, he's there. He's at the summit.
You had your
He
thesis.
is at the summit.
You had your thesis. Let
I'm
me.
fucking around, but
Let me.
not
We
really.
all know, man.
Not really though.
Let me get in on this. Hey, so
Wonder if they bust nuts, man.
You were saying how well it's shot and everything. I agree. The way the
Hi, Mom.
the-
Hi, Mom. Hi, Dad.
Oh, yeah,
Oh,
you're right.
God.
Yeah.
dude, that's nice.
That's cool.
But
Yeah, my dad's
so
literally watching right now. Hi, Dad.
Hey, they're like #1 fans right now. That's cool.
top fans, they get the
Doña
little
Victoria,
diamond.
Doña Victoria, ¿cómo están?
I know. Los colombianos.
But no.
El colombiano.
I meant to say
Right,
he
right.
made love.
Hold on.
Yeah.
Look. That's one thing. Another. And then it was just more of an editing issue.
All right.
Like, so it had to be the cut thing, the different cuts.
Yeah.
Because first he went in there, he saw her, right, and he didn't act out. But then he went and started fucking with them. Then came back and was just like, "Oh my god!" Like he was like,
what?
"That's that whole the sequence." I guess it was the chronologicalness of it.
Of the struggles, Uncle?
Because like he literally he sees his chick is dead. He doesn't. I guess he initially reacted for a brief moment, but then was trying to handle Decker, but then came
Bro, he's
back.
counting down and he's like feeling her blood. Like, God damn, this motherfucker killed my girl.
I just
What
that
do you
scene
mean?
was
What's
kind
wrong
of
with
to
the
me
editing
seemed
there?
like
There's
it was
nothing
badly edited. I don't know. That's just me. I feel like it was just a little for as much as. You're putting this up there and like on the holy grail
Keep
of
it
movies.
in your pants, Big Rick. Keep it in your
So-
pants.
And then
What do you think
It was
yes,
still moving.
and yes,
What do you
the
think about
struggle snuggle. Fuck, yo.
Hey, if Decker's a replicant,
Coined
she's a
by Dennis-
replicant.
Dennis
she's a
Rubin.
replicant.
And you know what?
That's
I'm
how
gonna
they get
say it. I'm gonna say it.
how
Hold
they get
up. Hold up.
Replicants have feelings too, apparently.
Hold up. One
He
second.
just doesn't know what he's doing because he's a fucking replicant.
Hold on. 1 second.
So he's like
Stop
slamming,
calling him that.
slamming
Right.
doors. He's a skin job.
Look. I know this is your shit. I know this is your movie. I know.
These are that we're feeling, bro. I felt that.
Look, I get
I
it.
can say that because I'm a skin
I get
job.
this is your movie, and you're gonna continue to like go because you don't want people to talk down about it. But first off,
No one's gonna offend his baby. No one puts his baby in the corner.
Secondly,
No,
I'm
the struggle
sorry.
struggle, I
Hold
can-
on.
I can
Hold
see-
on.
I can see that.
no,
problem.
stop. Hold on. Let me just say this. Harrison Ford was not that great in that movie.
Yes.
Wow.
Thank you.
All right.
He
Why would
kind
you
of-
say
Fair
something so
Yes, thank
He
you.
kind of-
real and controversial at the same time?
He did kind of-
I don't give a fuck right now.
But once again,
Hold on, he was not that good. I
oh.
feel like he wasn't as attached to the role. I'm sorry.
As he wasn't
I'm not
with
gonna-
what, Indiana Jones?
It just and anything else.
Anything else?
Here's
Like
what
you
I
were on the
think.
same
Here's-
time,
I
right?
think
Indiana
it's an
Jones and
accidental-
Blade Runner?
Indiana Jones.
I feel like
and-
Indiana Jones.
Yeah.
I
How
think
much
it's-
a commit? I don't know. I just feel like he wasn't feeling the role.
Monkey brain.
Well, yeah, he didn't
bro.
like Ridley Scott. There was a lot of problems.
I
on
feel
set.
just like it was.
But-
He wasn't his best Harrison Ford. Not saying Harrison Ford is like one of the greatest actors of all time. He's up there. He's good. But
he wasn't
This
peak
was
Ford.
not his best. Movie.
I think inadvertently he delivered the perfect performance though because he is a replicant and he's not necessarily going to show a whole lot of emotion.
Again,
or
spoiler
be-
alert.
Oh yeah, but,
Right.
We are not.
But I'm saying like
at all.
I don't know. I feel like he doesn't have to. His indifference is almost like.
I know you're going to defend it
Yeah.
to the grave. I know, but I'm just saying that was my issue.
But sometimes magic
I know
happens, you know
we
what
got
I'm saying?
other
Even
people that
inadvertently.
need to go though. All right.
They're not paying
But I
your
don't-
electric
but
bill,
I don't
bro.
Okay.
But I actually
I
understand.
know.
I actually understand
I
that
get it.
it's,
Votings. All right.
it is
so
not his best performance.
favorite
It's not.
scene and
Yeah,
rating.
let me, because we got two other people that gotta go. All right, because we'll spend way too much time on.
Yes,
that.
we are.
So
be
my
quick.
favorite scene though
Always
that I
face
did
adversity.
that I did actually really enjoy though
I'll be
was
quick.
was the chase, the random chase through the city. Like I love how she grabs the jacket that's see through to cover her.
Yeah.
I was like, this is the future. Sign me up. But
Sadly,
no,
it's
it was
not.
that scene was
How about the
definitely
glow stick handles on the
Had
umbrellas?
fabric on the
that
wings.
too. Yeah,
That was actually
too.
dope.
But that scene was pretty fucking well shot, and I enjoyed it. It was cool. Overall, though, the score I'm giving it, honestly, it's a solid fucking 7.
I guess it breaks the threshold. I'm fine.
It's a 7. I'm being generous because I enjoy Harrison Ford.
Jesus.
Dude, do you not understand what without Blade Runner? You precious
You would,
Hey.
you would not have Back to the
and
Future.
that's cool. I respect that and I appreciate it. Doesn't
Back to the
mean
Future 2 would not
the way
be
they
here.
started it was great. You know, they gave the idea and people perfected it.
And here's another thing about it: sci-fi with novels and comic books and
Yeah.
stuff. Your return on
Right.
investment, all you gotta do is sell a couple thousand copies, and you get your return on investment. With a movie, a Hollywood movie,
Yeah.
the fact that they took that risk and made a movie that's so different and so
Yeah.
man, what the fuck, Jofer?
He
But like,
is
you gotta like
fucking
when you look at it in context with the time, and sci-fi movies and stuff. And people are used to Star Wars, where it's like it feels
Right.
like it's non-stop action and it's non.
I know.
It's like, and then like
I got
5
it,
years
man. I
later,
get
this
it. I
movie
get
comes
it.
out, and it just says "fuck all that shit." I love it.
I get it.
I get
know.
it.
Like it's just,
I get it.
just spits in the face of convention and says, "This is the new shit." And guess what? It became the new shit.
Right.
Guess what?
It did
It's
set.
here to stay.
Look,
motherfucker.
here's where I'm gonna level with you. All right, it set the bar, but the bar got set really fucking low. All right, Aruba.
I'm gonna be quick.
Man, this guy's got to be the host. I can't say shit.
I love you, Doug. I love you. Man. Go ahead, Aruba.
Oh man, I'm gonna be quick. I thought it was a good movie, entertaining. I mean, I'm not as deep as you motherfuckers over here. Oh,
Right.
the fucking scenery and the sensory. No, fuck that. I don't know. It was entertaining. It
Did you
was
try to
great.
say scenery and cinematography at the same time?
I said sensory.
Centipedes.
Sensory.
Yeah, I was just being stupid. No,
Holy
I
shit.
love the cinematography of a movie.
yeah.
That's a new word. Let's make that a new
you
word.
know,
The scene of the scene
I
of
go about the movie. It was entertaining. I liked it. Oh, tell me what
That's
you
my
feel.
big ice cube.
Yeah, no. Big Red resorted to drinking after that dragon.
Yeah, I pretty much just downed all my vodka.
You should have saved that for my review.
I pretty much just killed myself. So.
Oh god. All right, Aruba. What is your scene?
Scene in.
Favorite scene? It just has to be when Harrison Ford was just like going wild on fucking Zor, man. She's just like, and she was going through each glass with every shot. Boom! Then another glass came through. She went right through,
Yes.
and then more and more.
So over the top, but awesome.
Yeah, and then it was just an entertaining scene. He was just fucking her up. It was good, entertaining. I liked it.
All right.
That was my favorite scene.
All right. What about your score?
All
What's
right,
your
Harrison
score?
Ford's best performance.
Entertaining. Well, I'll give it a good 8.7.
8.7.
Yeah. I liked it.
Chuck.
So I saw this movie for the first time in my young 20s.
I gotta say that was my first time watching. I've never seen this movie
Yeah,
up
I've
until.
never seen it all the way through. I've seen
So,
parts.
so I just gotta say that 2000.
Give it a chance. Did y'all watch it at night?
2020 established 2020.
Y'all watch it at
Motherfucker.
What was the phase of the moon?
Right? Was it a full moon?
Mercury was in retrograde. That's all I fucking know.
Did you watch it at night? Did you watch it at night with the lights off and a candle flickering in the fucking corner?
All right, Usher.
If
What
y'all
the
didn't
fuck,
do
man?
it, you don't get the real experience.
Look, all right, for y'all, for those of y'all
Put
that
the
know
earbuds in.
that don't know Big Red, the only time I've seen him defend something this much is the Buccaneers when they have a shitty season. Okay,
I mean, every year.
yeah, dude, look, you want me to press another button right now? Aguayo,
That's actually not. I don't care.
number two draft.
No. What do you? The way I don't fault them for getting rid. What are you getting at? Like the
And
actual
this is
draft,
where the show
the actual
derails.
draft pick or the release?
Oh god, don't do this.
Pick it up. Pick it
So
up.
the draft-
do
so
this.
the
All right,
draft-
so back to Blade Runner.
If you don't understand how you could pick a field goal kicker that kicks 98% in college, you don't understand how you take him in the third round. If I can get a third round kicker that kicks 98%, I'm taking that shit second round, motherfucker.
All right, Chuck, go
But that
ahead.
didn't work out. It didn't
Red's
work out.
corner.
But-
real quick,
I love it. I love it.
I just want to say hi to my dad. He just waved.
Yeah.
Hi, Dad.
going
Thanks
on,
for watching.
Mr. Hampton.
How you doing, Mr.
Hi, Becca. Thanks for watching too.
Yes.
All right, let Chuck go, please.
All right, so I fell asleep.
Oh,
Damn it, y'all motherfuckers.
So
Uncultured.
swine!
I watched this movie when I was in my young 20s, and I
Shit, nigga, that's all
laughed.
you had to say.
I laughed at scenes. It was so bad. There's this scene where Rutger Hauer's just poking his head through walls. I fucking lost it.
Wall.
Wall. He did like
Did it once.
twice.
No, he put his hand through one wall.
Yeah, they
And
put his
they
head through it.
another
Yeah.
wall. Yeah.
I laughed so hard at that scene. It's so fucking
It's funny.
hard. My
I'm
favorite
not gonna
scene
say
in
it's
the
not funny.
movie is a scene where Harrison Ford's character is running around just shoving people in the streets, like, "Where's my family?" Just shoving people. Like he goes out of his way to shove people that are
They
even
parodied
in his
that
way.
on Family
It's
Guy.
so funny.
Where's my family? What scene is
Yeah.
that?
Yeah, he does that. Like, or he's like, "Have you seen my family?" or some shit like that. He's like running around the street.
Give me
like,
back my
shoving
family!
people. Yeah, yeah.
It's like ransom all over
Family Guy
again.
made fun
Recycle
of
the
that,
same
too.
lines in Air Force One.
Yeah, because he
So-
used it.
Right, yes. Yes.
Get off my plane.
I'm sorry, man. I fucking hate Blade Runner.
Damn.
Dude,
I understand, like, the cyberpunk thing. I never really made that connection. I totally get it. And the thing with the scene with Kubrick at the end, like how they took the footage, I had no idea. And like at the time, that's pretty edgy, you know, just because it is a huge risk.
Well, that's the
I
studio.
understand
That's
that.
a terrible decision, honestly.
But I mean,
Because
I
like
didn't
they
know.
tried to make it a happy ending.
I didn't know that
God.
though, and the fact that they blended it in somewhat decently for the time,
Yeah.
I respect that. You know, I love Ridley Scott movies. I think he does some fantastic movies. This is one of his weakest ones, man.
What the fuck?
Yeah, I do not like Blade Runner. Sorry.
What's your score?
From what I remember, 6.8.
That's not bad.
From what you were talking right there?
Oh.
My bad.
No, I'm sorry. Like
Ooh.
Harrison Ford's way better than that. Rutger Hauer didn't do a full for a
I
while.
like how you play. You
He's
get his
gonna
character
disappear.
in there. You're better than
Rutger
that.
Hauer, man.
You are
he
better
stole the
than that,
fucking movie.
Harrison.
He was one of the better ones in that one. But honestly, like, I watched this movie because everybody loved it. It was a huge hype, and I was very disappointed.
So basically,
Wow.
Bo and
You're
Charlie
alone, sir.
kicked
Or you and Bo,
Big Red's
actually?
dog tonight. You and Bo kicked Big Red's dog tonight.
Go play your Apex fucking legend.
Wow. Damn. Oh, I guess we struck a nerve.
Right.
I told you.
I still love you, Red.
We all love you.
still
man.
love you.
Shots fucking fired, man. Shit.
Look, man.
Look at him. He's
Nothing
like,
personal.
fuck you.
It's not
We-
personal.
we-
I
look,
just-
hey.
I just don't
No,
think.
no. This is personal.
It's like you assaulted his fucking kid right now,
I
man.
told you, man. You kicked his dog.
Yeah, yeah.
You think I like fucking
you
kicked his
kicked
daughter
my
in the
dog.
teeth
You
or
just
something?
killed his goldfish, motherfucker. That's what you
I was
fucking
over here
did.
fuming.
That's the beauty of this. Like, we're not gonna always agree on shit.
No.
That's
That's
what makes
what-
it.
it's not-
That's the
That's what you
thing.
want.
And
I'm
if you
just
like the
fucking
movie,
around.
for anybody out there that likes the movie, by all means, like
Right.
that's your thing.
That's
it's
just not
my
for me,
movie.
bro.
You're fucking wrong, but yeah, it's a fucking your thing.
I think
That's the first time I
You're all on
feel- I
You have
feel
a
fucking
weird-
swine.
You have a weird perspective on life, motherfucker.
All right.
I'll pray for you,
damn,
but
Red's
hey.
triggered.
All right, I was looking.
I'm triggered.
I was looking forward to
Problematic,
this.
this
First we
podcast.
dissed the Bucks, now we're Blade Runner.
I'm canceling this podcast.
Right.
Oh man, I was never here.
Hashtag canceled.
Oh wow. All right. So we got the last review for the evening.
We're gonna have to fly through this one, man.
Fuck no, we're good. We got good.
All right.
What's the other review? Oh, One Punch.
One Punch
Yeah.
Man.
He got so heated, he forgot.
Other feels before.
Hey, we still got beer. We're good.
the last
we're
four
good.
I just like make up
episodes
shit I don't like
of
about
the
now.
first season.
All right.
I
Chuck,
used to like it. Now I don't because you don't like it.
0.2.5.
Oh,
Fire away.
I
Chuck.
liked it until you
Personal.
reviewed Blade Runner. Now I hate it.
right?
I'm like, I didn't take it personal.
So the man that's
Chuck
getting
likes
up
bullshit.
and walking away from
where you
the
going? Where you
table,
going?
He's getting more beer.
Cerveza.
Smart
So
man.
Chuck is the one that actually recommended this, so it's great that he actually got up and walked away. Oh, that is it.
Oh man, damn. All right. Yeah.
So
rock paper scissors shoot for
There's
that
one
last
more
one.
because you recommended this, Chuck, you
I'm
know
good.
how we do.
Once again, I'm trying to remember what episode 9 was.
9 was the continuation of
Of Sea King.
Oh,
Sea
yes.
King,
So we
yeah.
left on a good part there.
With Puri
Yeah.
Puri Prisionero.
That's my
I don't know
favorite.
about you guys, but I fucking died when I saw that for the first time.
Yeah.
I
Puri Puri?
lost it.
Yeah.
When he's just like, Angel Wings! And he just becomes like naked out of nowhere.
Yeah.
Shit's hilarious.
His voice, man.
But that's a pretty good scene. I love how like every fighter comes in, they get their ass kicked a little bit. You see what's his name? Moonin Rider.
Oh, Mugen Rider,
Mugen
yeah.
Rider.
He's got
Yeah.
the best like spirit out of all the characters.
Yeah, he's the fucking.
He's
Yeah,
he's
he's
the
awesome.
he's the
Pure. He's
Krillin.
pure.
He's the Krillin of the
Right?
No,
he's-
fuck that, bro.
because
He's the
he's-
Yamcha.
because
Yamcha was
Yamcha, yes, yeah.
Fuck that,
Yamcha.
Krillin better than Yamcha.
Because he's the class C. He knows it, but he
He doesn't give a fuck. He's like,
he can't get better, but he acknowledges it.
Yeah.
You know,
Yeah, yeah,
he's
yeah.
like, I'll never be class B.
But let me shoot
But,
my shot.
Yeah, but he's gonna try anyway. He's gonna push it. He's
Yeah.
doing whatever he can to help out, and I love.
he's a
his spirit.
4-year-old. Yeah,
That
he's a-
scene was awesome, especially because like that scene was, or where we left off is like right in the middle where
Yeah.
Seeking essentially came in.
Yeah.
He comes in, he basically destroys it, and there's no fight left. Like nobody knows, there's nobody else to fight. Saitama shows up. He's just talking shit, and he goes to punch him in the back of the head. He just stands there. He's like, nothing happens. He's like, well, your punch was too weak.
yeah.
You know.
I've never seen this before. He's like, well, you're fucking weak as fuck.
He
Yeah.
one punches him, kills him, and he still somehow doesn't get the credit because there's that one jackass in the crowd watching. Basically,
He's a
saying, like,
troll, man.
Yeah.
He's-
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, he
And
was
I
like,
even
how
had
they-
the troll face.
Yeah,
and everything.
yes,
It
he
was
did.
amazing.
I like,
drew
this is
him
a
weird.
fucking
Voice.
troll.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, they
He's
even
like,
drew him weird,
Piece of
you know.
shit.
Yeah. And
He
then
basically
when
comes
he
in, like-
just wanted it, he's just playing devil's
That's
advocate.
great
He
social
basically-
commentary, by the
Yeah,
way.
yes,
Yeah,
I
exactly.
agree. I agree with that.
He basically says that like, oh, Saitama showed up, so he finish in one punch because everything was he was weak already.
Yeah.
So the Saitama plays off that. He's like, yeah, that's exactly what happened. You know, he just runs with it.
Yeah.
Because he doesn't give a fuck.
Yeah,
you know,
you don't think he gives a fuck?
he does, but he doesn't.
You know, and it's like a weird.
He doesn't give a fuck.
He
because
gives
it
a
wasn't
fuck in the
challenge.
right ways.
Exactly.
He gives enough of a fuck about humanity, but everything else he doesn't.
It's because it wasn't a challenge.
To an
Yeah.
extent.
Yeah.
'Cause
to an
he-
extent because he's
The,
still,
the,
he's
the
still-
scene in.
Oh, yeah, you're right.
Matter of fact, the last
He's
episode.
pissed and he like beats people
Or
so
was it the
quick. He
last
likes
episode?
a challenge, that's for sure. But it's just because he's bored, man.
Exactly.
Yeah.
It's that
Yeah.
Yuna, yeah.
Yeah, and that
So-
makes him what's the word?
Lethargic.
Indifferent. Yeah, he's like whatever.
pathetic.
Yeah,
We can
pathetic.
keep we can keep going. We can keep going with it.
Excuse me.
I love it.
Beauty.
All right.
Best character by a mile.
Oh my god, it's so funny. I love the scene later on with him. By the way, after the Sea King gets defeated, it
Dude,
shows
I think I'm
the,
gonna get you a
other
tank top
heroes
with
in the
Putty
hospital and they're
Prisoner on
resting.
Please do.
It shows the other fighters in the hospital they're resting. I forget which ones.
Yeah.
I think it was Lightning Max and someone else.
Yeah.
and then
Some tank top guy.
Fury prisoner shows up. He's like, he's got the needle.
Yeah,
He's
yeah,
like,
yeah, yeah.
and they're like, "What are you? Oh God, it's you!" He's like, "You gotta take your medicine," and they just run off. They run away from him. Everybody's afraid of him.
And that
It's
medicine.
a corona vaccine.
Hold up. That medicine looked mad suspicious.
Right. That shit was
Just
urine.
saying.
That shit was
What'd you
urine.
say?
That medicine looked mad suspicious.
Oh, Skeeto, Skeeto.
Oh, skeet.
All right, so Chuckles, what's your favorite scene and score?
I don't know about my favorite scene. That's tough, man. The last two episodes as a whole were just awesome. I don't know if I could choose a favorite scene in the last four, just because the last two episodes, like I said, are just
Yeah.
solid.
What's your favorite episode?
There you go.
Out the 4.
Probably when the I think episode 11, when everything comes to the shit hits the fan. Essentially, you have this giant spaceship that comes in and destroys the city A in one explosion. Everything's gone.
Yeah.
Just completely wiped out. And you see the building or the headquarters of, I forget what's called, the Heroes headquarters getting
Yeah,
hit
Hero-
and
Hero
struck and
Association
everything. The Hero
headquarters.
Association, yeah.
Get them all there. And
That whole
that's
scene
pretty
was
cool.
just, it builds the tension to see like
Okay.
this is not just anything. This is a god level event. You know,
Yeah.
Like this is, if we don't do anything about this, like everything's done. And it
I'm
builds
a
that
sucker
tension.
for like also like spaceships hovering over cities like that and just sitting
But
Independence
that thing
Day.
was massive
Yeah.
too.
Well, also like District 9 or whatever.
Yeah.
Yeah,
That was awesome, yeah.
that
Shit
was a
like
good one,
that
yeah,
where
yeah.
like
Fun
They-
fact
they-
about that,
they-
by the way.
they hit a party.
Honest about it, you
Yeah.
just look up and you're like, that is fucking massive, and it's just sitting there and what the fuck?
And
You're
and
just
it's
scared.
and it's real for them because
Yeah.
it's been there for months, right?
Yeah.
Yeah.
I love how the
Years.
heroes would literally look up and they're like,
Yep,
I
that's
can't go up there.
So that's cool,
It's
by
too
the
high.
way.
yeah.
I don't
That's
remember
so funny.
episode 10 or 11. It shows the heroes' headquarters, and it shows the top S class essentially,
Yeah.
and
Yeah.
Saitama, and you get to see some of the top people.
Oh,
And
yeah.
it,
That's
it goes
the
to show more of the
I
elite
think
heroes
at the right
you know?
beginning of the. No, it had to be towards the middle end of the
I think so.
11th.
I don't remember the exact episode
Because they introduced everybody and then all the shit broke
Exactly.
loose at
Yeah.
the 12th episode.
you see like all the top heroes except for two that are absent.
Yeah.
And Metal Knight does make appearance, but the other, I forget, Blade doesn't.
Yeah.
There's so much going on. Though.
And you see King, who I will say, I know you've watched it through. I'm not going to say shit about second season, but
Yeah.
he does play a much bigger role in second season.
Yes, he does.
Much bigger role.
All right, Big Red. Oh, sorry, we didn't get to your score, man. Throw it.
All right, you got, and how we do with the shows, you got 2 scores now for this group and then the whole show.
All right, so I'm rating this
Oh,
as
for
season
the whole
1, not the
season?
whole show.
Yeah.
Okay.
That specific set of episodes, I'll probably give like a 9.4. That was solid. It builds the tension and it delivers.
All right.
Especially in the last episode where Saitama was running through the ship. I love it.
Yeah.
That's hilarious.
He took out 25% of it?
Dude,
In
that,
like no
yeah. And the one that's
As a
like,
whole?
I want to go home.
Yeah. He's like, I'm off this shit.
time. He comes back.
As
I
a
can relate
whole,
with him so bad.
And once again, this is coming off somebody that doesn't like anime.
Yeah.
But Cowboy Bebop was awesome, by the way.
Yeah.
yes.
Probably a 9.8.
Wow. All right. Right
Love
on.
One Punch Man.
Right on.
Love it.
All right. Mira.
So, yeah, I mean, I'm right there with you. My favorite scene, probably, dude, Piri, you know it's coming. Piri, son.
I think every time we say putty putty, we should all take a drink from now on.
Fuck
So-
that, dude.
I'm already done.
I need that sound bite. Pretty, pretty, pretty.
Yes, please.
There's another one.
Put that in the intro.
That's the same one that's been
My parents are watching. What the?
So, yeah, when Piri claims vengeance for all the beautiful men that man
Yes.
Wow.
By far, dude. I literally fucking spit my drink, dude. I was like, "What the fuck, bro?"
Oh wow.
Yeah, so that's my favorite scene by far.
Fair enough.
Like, because of the laughter, it
one's
was so
half.
amazing. That's the thing
Putty
about
putty.
this show. That's the thing about
Putty
this show that I
putty.
love, man.
Yeah.
Is that
Putty
the humor
putty.
Cheers.
lands,
Putty
Cheers.
putty.
even with the language barrier. You know what I
Right.
mean? Like the humor
Putty
is still
putty.
1,000%. I'm sorry.
Very good.
Yeah, wait, you bad rating.
He's still salty about that.
It really is, man.
I just
It's gonna
pissed
take me
in
weeks.
Cheerios.
It's gonna take me weeks.
You might want to give him a hug after the show's done.
Maybe years.
Just give him a tug. Just a little slight tug, and he'll be fine.
Depends on how like how.
We'll be in a nursing home, and I'll be like, you know what, Chuck, I forgive you. I forgive you.
End of the world,
Remember that one time?
and I forget.
But, so yeah, man, Purity, anything he's involved in, my favorite.
Souls.
That's
so fucking funny.
That's and so we're gonna do rankings because I know you're gonna talk about it more than I will. Probably.
All right.
It's anime.
Yeah.
So for these set of episodes that we did, I'll say a 9
Okay.
for sure. The first episode with the it was a fish man or some shit.
Oh, the Sea
Sea
King.
King.
Sea
Yeah,
King,
Sea King.
Like that shit was kind of like standalone. It was pretty cool, but it kind of
Right.
That's the one that brought down the ranking for me. The last 3 were great,
All right.
and the series as a whole,
So far.
considering I don't like anime or the season as a whole, I should say. Considering I don't like anime, man, it's 9.2.
Wow.
Yeah.
Nice. All right.
Wow.
I enjoyed it, man.
it's
It's,
because
not one of those shows where I felt like I was struggle busting. man.
Because
It was
it's
like,
accessible for one,
Yeah.
and it makes fun of itself. It does not
That's
get
what I
itself
love about
seriously.
it.
It hits the
That's what I-
major
yes.
anime tropes all together.
Yes.
It's satire
Yeah.
in its own way.
Yeah.
yes.
Yeah.
And like I said, the timing is just there's something about
Oh
it.
yeah, the writing's
It's
so good.
incredible, man.
Unfortunately, season 2 doesn't quite have the timing.
No, it doesn't.
Damn.
But there's some really funny things in there too. Regardless,
It'll like literally
relationship-
it'll have you gut busting. You're like,
all
"Ah."
I'm saying is the relationship between Saitama and King is awesome.
Yep.
I will say that.
That it is.
Leaving it at that.
All right. All right. So, Jofer, you're up next.
All right. So, again, I think when I first came
he
into
cleared his throat. I love
Those
that.
motherfuckers
I
about
love
to
it.
go off.
He's like,
no,
me.
so and I think I've made this known already that I've never like with me I'm kind of indifferent towards the show, and I think it's because I've kind of missed the.
He's Saitama toward the show.
Look at me.
And it's because I think it's because and I think it's because I miss part of the satire, and then looking back on it, it is more enjoyable that way, you know, because you look at even the battle where he's like, oh well, you just knocked my armor, so now I'm more unleashed, and you're like, motherfucker, you're still gonna get one piece, and that's it, done. Like that's it.
But
yeah.
it's indifference that kills it, though.
And you
Saitama's
see,
indifference.
and the thing is that and
piece in a soda.
I've actually read a comic book about this. It's called shit, I lost the name of it.
Good job.
But basically, it's a comic book where
Fucked up. What would you say?
where basically
job.
it was like
Damn,
if
Bo just
Superman
interjects,
said, you know what, fuck this, I'm tired of saving your asses.
Oh, I heard about that. I don't remember what it's called, but I know what you're talking
Yeah,
about.
and then he's
Yeah.
like, fuck this. And then the whole world has to try to come together to stop this motherfucker. And then it's like, so it kind of like goes in that same vein where you're like, there's just one, like this motherfucker could have one real bad day and it'll be a wrap for everybody. Like, you know, and then that's why I'm kind of like disconnected from the show. That being said, I'm trying to like, you know, be being somewhat of a weeb, enjoying the satire and the tropes. That's, you know, it's still good. It's,
Somewhat memorizes Cowboy Bebop word for word verbatim.
goddamn right. To the end, yeah. So I kind of like felt disconnected of it, but definitely I learned to still enjoy it. Like, you know, still dig through it and see what I liked. You know, definitely putty prisoner.
Putty prisoner.
Take everybody. Take
And
a
if you
drink.
haven't watched the show, just Google that alone.
Putty,
It's amazing.
putty,
Out of context, it'd be even
Yeah.
funnier.
I mean, you know, he fucking kills it. He slays it. Whatever the fuck you want to like self-identify or whatever, he does it, man. You know, and that definitely makes the show enjoyable for that end. You know,
Yeah.
I will give it the rating on this sector, and mind you, I saw the show like what 2 weeks ago. I saw it all, so
Yeah, you fucked up.
yeah, I did. No, because even then I was ahead. I was like, oh, we're gonna watch this today. I was like, oh shit. Probably an 8. But then the season as a whole, probably like a 7-7. So,
It's not bad.
Boatings.
This
was a
motherfucker
nuanced
just gave
take.
this shit a 7-7.
Bo's just gonna be like, I like it.
Look, this show caught me by surprise because I
Your face caught me by surprise.
When that's what she said. Sometimes when animes like people hype them up and then you watch it and you're kind of like, eh. I was pleasantly surprised because I was honestly going into this first season like I don't know about this. I love it. Fucking, it's hilarious. It doesn't take itself too serious. I love again that it pokes fun at itself and the anime tropes of the strongest man and all that shit. This block, I loved because one, the last fight. Fuck, the quality of animation too.
Okay, I'll give you that.
Not even like just like, damn, that was good. Like how fluid it was. Like I was stupid impressed. Like,
at you.
like yo, like,
I'm judging.
wow, so much better than Blade Runner. Since you want to come
Look at
in,
me, man. Don't look at me.
you did it.
I have so many better friends than Bodings.
You did it.
Once again, you're sitting over there
I
like
called him Bodings, by the way.
you're over
I
there
know,
like
I heard that shit.
he's over there comparing like Jaws to like Forrest Gump. You know, it's like
Hey, they are both amazing.
Hey,
Stop
where
it.
did Bodings even come from?
I don't know. I think him.
Yeah.
I know, but like,
I'd have to think
I have
back on
no
that.
clue.
I have to think on that one,
random
but it
thing.
definitely I think was Leto or Walmart.
Hey,
Maybe
Mike,
it
There
was
was
Spaceballs.
probably
Walmart.
some type of
Spaceballs.
something
Ding, ding.
involved.
Or no, what did they say?
Oh yeah, that's what it's ding ding.
That's what they said, right?
They were like the Jawas.
Yeah.
But then they.
I love that movie. God damn it. God
Hey,
damn it.
but no, seriously
Anywho.
though, like I loved it. The just honestly,
So
just
the scene was it?
it was
for
just
you?
it looked cool as fuck. Like
Alright.
just how they animated everything, the power struggle between them two. But also in that group, I loved how he basically was like, "Yeah, I could take credit for this shit," but then he fed into the troll.
Okay.
He was like, "You know what? The
100%.
troll's right. I just showed up and saved the day at the end."
One of us is doing it.
But
You
I
know.
respect that because it kind of shows his modesty.
That's
a
what I'm
bit.
saying.
Yeah,
I really enjoyed that because it gave you a glimpse of him as a. Because this whole time you're watching these episodes leading up to it because he wants to be this hero, you know, and then he's kind of like, I can take this moment and eventually they're going to realize it, but fuck it. These guys deserve the praise because the troll, fuck that troll.
right.
Fuck him.
Which
He was a dick. He was a dick. I didn't like him.
He's a
Zero
troll.
no, no.
He was playing devil's advocate. I love that.
And I get
guy.
that.
Like, he was like, fuck it. Someone wanted to hit him. That's what you want to do
But
to a
then he
fucking
was
troll.
taken away from all the other dudes that got knocked the fuck
He's
out.
like, look at these motherfuckers. Just because
Right.
just because you put yourself in front of a fucking villain doesn't make
Right.
you a hero. That's what he was trying to
Right.
say. And I think
Wait, you agree with this guy?
no,
It
no,
sounds
no.
like he
I agree with
sounds
that.
like he
But
does.
then
I
he's a
agree.
piece of shit.
I agree with that character. Like that's what he was supposed to do. And
Wait a minute.
and
Okay.
I liked it. I liked it. Like he was supposed to strike that. Fuck you, motherfucker! Like, did
Right.
you see what they just did? Like,
Suck
he's
my
like,
dick from the back.
yeah, he's like,
he
well,
totally
what the-
could have.
Yeah.
You know, he was like, "What the fuck, man? I'm speaking the fucking truth." And I
it makes-
like that scene because of how real. Like that's we can relate to that shit
Yeah.
now.
Oh, I
Like
got you,
and,
okay.
you know like and you know I love that scene. I love that
Yeah.
scene. That motherfucker, man. Even though you just want to fucking smack him.
Right. But I also it helps show Saitama.
But
You
he
know?
Yeah.
he also did
Say
jump up in
Jimmy.
the rankings because of that.
Right.
Yeah, he did.
At this point, he jumped up to level 1, rank C,
Yeah. Well, no,
and then they bumped him up to B.
So wait, how the ranks
Right.
go? C, B, S?
No, no, no.
S
S is the best.
A B
D,
It's like
SABC
D, C, B, A, S.
right, S being the best.
yeah. S is
Oh yeah, I've got it.
GOOGLE.
Gran Turismo.
GOOD.
So S,
Good.
what does that stand for? Super?
Google.
Special. Supreme.
He says a C.
I caught it.
What?
But no, honestly, that was cool. Like I was just like, because I didn't kind of expect that a little bit.
I do want to point out the scene though. I don't remember what episode it was, but Saitama's walking down the street and he's like, "Something smells really good," and he goes to this like little like ramen restaurant. Little
Oh yeah,
ramen
that's
bar.
that's after that fight. I think that's the end of that episode or the end of the next episode.
Maybe it
I'm
was.
Pretty sure it's the end of that one.
And he's sitting there. He's says, "I forget what he orders. Whatever. That's not super important."
Yeah.
And the guy next to him says, "Are you drinking?" He says, "No." Well, let me buy you a plate. And it looks over. It's Mutant
Mugen.
Rider.
Yeah.
It's
And he-
episode.
Oh yeah.
It's
It's
10.
It's episode
11,
9 or
11,
10, but
11.
it's after Seeking. It's
Yeah,
after
It's right,
Exactly,
before,
Seeking.
it's right before the last one, 12. I think it's 11.
And so
I think it's 11.
He finally realizes who he's talking to and sitting with.
But
and
even that, though.
you get to see
Even
that,
that,
like
though, hold
even
up.
the
Yeah.
heroes,
Hold
even
up.
the heroes is the level C.
He's the one who
starting to
wrote
see
that
like,
note.
wow, this guy's legit.
But no, what even made not even that. What made that scene even better? He was the one fan mail.
Yes.
that actually,
Yes. He was.
Exactly.
Thank you.
He was.
That-
He was.
Good
that
call.
right there.
Good
I was
call.
just like, yo,
He's like, I couldn't say anything more.
Mugen
Like, all I
Rider's
could-
the
like,
best level C character there is. Sorry.
that, yeah,
He's
no,
awesome.
Mugen Rider.
He's
He's
the
what,
Jason Bateman of that series.
right? I could see that.
Wow.
I could see.
Am I
that.
right though? Am I right
no, that was good.
That's
That was
actually
good.
spot
He
the
gets
fuck
that
on.
gold star for trying. At
Right.
least, you know.
Yeah.
But yeah, so for me though, favorite episode or scene, the whole last episode, the being right, booty,
Take a drink.
fucking the Atomic Samurai, the
Dude,
whole
yes.
fucking
The Class S is just awesome. I love all
yeah,
of them.
all of them.
No,
Dude,
fuck that little psychic
Hold on,
bitch.
no, fuck that. Bat
Oh,
guy is my
Tornado?
dude. The
Yeah.
dude with the bat, that's my
Metal
fucking
Bat?
guy. Metal
Shout
Bat's
out-
my guy.
Shout out
dude.
to Evan. He loves Metal Bat.
Yo, me and
Yes.
Evan are here. Now we here. Because Metal Bat's my fucking dude. He was beating the shit
was.
out the mud guy, whatever
Yeah.
the fuck he was.
Mud, multi-head,
And
multi-face.
he's the one that figured
Metal
out.
That's an awesome character.
No.
'Cause I
He
think
was
he's
the one that
technically an
figured
A,
out
though, right?
the marble.
Nah, fuck that. Silverfang's still
I
out
think
there
he was
clapping
an A.
motherfuckers, bro.
He's my second favorite.
Silverfang.
Silverfang? Because him and Roshi need to
Silverfang's
go.
awesome too.
Him
you-
and-
you
him
get
and
to
Roshi need to fight.
You get to see Bang in season 2. He's pretty
Silverfang
awesome.
is-
He
That's
goes
his
hand in
only-
hand with Silverfang.
Yeah.
But
Silverfang
you
is
see
second
it.
to Piri Piri.
Putty putty.
I like how he came back after that because I kind of figured he was.
Oh yeah,
But
yeah.
I love how they did it though.
Exactly.
Because the timing was a little bit different than most other animes.
And
Like they
can we-
usually come up shortly after, but they waited for a while for him to be like,
Exactly.
"Oh, by the way, motherfucker."
Because there's
By
so
the way,
many-
you stole the narrative from Dennis.
What? What?
it's my go.
Oh no, I thought it was over to Dennis.
No,
still.
I haven't.
Oh, wait.
He's
I haven't ranked
He's
it
still
yet.
going through. Yeah, I don't know. We're good. I'm like,
So, but actually on that, because we do got
you just
some-
threw me in there. I'm like,
I just
Yeah.
threw down
come on.
vodka fucking off of that Blade Runner review.
right.
You drunk motherfuckers!
we just ruined Red's
I'm a
night.
lead bomber.
He's got to go home.
Somebody,
and- he's-
somebody hug him. Somebody fucking hug him right now.
Don't hug me! Don't touch me!
Don't touch me! No!
It'll be
alright.
Don't touch it!
It'll be alright, Big Red. It'll be alright.
This is drunk.
Red, I have one question though. Are your tears red too?
You'll know soon enough!
All right, so I'm gonna say honestly, the last 4 episodes by themselves, easily a 9. The season itself, again, definitely a 9 for sure.
Yeah, me and Bo. Fair
enough.
I definitely it is an amazing show.
Too bad he has bad taste.
I'm excited for season 2, even though it's already being prefaced as not great as 1. But I'm still excited for it. So, all right, Ruba, you up next, man.
All right. So, you know, I kind of gave away my my favorite scene last episode, but
Yes, you did.
I'm gonna say it again. It's still my favorite scene this episode. So, when Sea King spits. And he spits at that little girl, and Gino goes in to kind of intercept.
This motherfucker's spitting.
Yeah, he's motherfucking spit. Yes. He does.
Oh God.
But
Bitch,
I
I'm
already
your
see
daddy.
the meme, dog.
he does. That was
Yo, that part, and then R. Kelly right under it.
Oh God.
Oh.
And
This
it was
motherfucking pissing.
it was late, but we reached our
Wait, I'm the
problematic
problematic
peak.
one?
No. Bo stole that throne tonight. Bo stole that throne
Bo
tonight.
took that shit.
He
Damn.
fucking ran with it.
Oh my god.
All right, so go.
So Japanese, they're into some crazy shit.
Oh, skito.
So my favorite scene
tried to steal a thunder.
was when he spit.
So it's fucking Japanese.
This motherfucker,
That's what she said.
Swing and a miss.
this motherfucker still
You
spit.
ever watch hentai?
Motherfucker,
You ever watch
shut
hentai?
up.
Tentacle porn, bro?
Well, at least we got him off midget porn tonight.
Shout out to Chuck's dad, by the way.
Really?
Oh,
Really?
Mr. Hampton. Wow.
I'm trying to out problematic people, right?
Hi, Dad. Sorry,
Jesus
Mom tuned out like an
Christ.
hour ago.
and you decided to do that in the last 4 minutes of the show. Where the fuck were you for the last 2 hours?
I was fucking crying.
Yes, you were.
I love that segue. That was probably my favorite
All right,
segue.
so
of the evening.
spitting.
Dude, that was good.
Dennis.
All right, Aruba, spitting.
Oh, now you want to hear from me? I'm like, oh, they're bullying you. And I'm like, no, they're not. They love me.
We do.
No, I'm just kidding.
No, we dragged Big Red tonight.
We triggered him. So
Not my episode.
So my favorite again when he spit at the little girl,
Okay.
and Gino goes up and it's funny because it's a growing trend with him when he just loses his focus
Yep.
on the main goal and what he needs to do whether he thinks he beat the person or when he thinks he's defeated, whatever it is.
He's reached his objective or whatever.
He just turns his back and just loses focus. And in this case, he loses focus on what was it, Swim King?
Sea King.
Sea King. Fucking swimmers.
isn't it a Pokemon too?
Yeah, it is.
Yeah. That's all I was like, seeking.
Sea King. He loses focus and he fucking like just deteriorates because he takes on all the spit and just deteriorates. And it's a fucking amazing scene.
Whoa.
It's an amazing scene.
Genos is a badass character.
He's like fuck it, and
That's animation wise amazing.
yeah,
When I was watching
yeah.
it,
You can see like that android and that.
Genos is awesome. I love his character.
Yeah, I love
He's
his
great,
character.
yeah.
He just wants to do better, and he always falls short.
And you can see his character development in season 1 where he's
Right.
like this cocky motherfucker that calms down. He's like, wow,
Yeah.
I don't have
Be
nearly
humble.
what I thought I did.
Yeah, no. But
He becomes
he's
more humble throughout the season.
does he? All right. Yeah. Fucking and I don't know that fucking One Punch Man is just like nonchalant about everything. Like it just comes to me.
He's so disenchanted about it.
Yeah, and he's like, man,
Yeah.
fuck you, man. I'll be like, man, poison your fucking cereal. I mean, the last episode was good. I liked it too, but that first episode, it just
Okay.
it resonated. I like it.
What's your ratings?
Those 4 episodes, I'll give it an 8.8. The whole season as a whole, I'll give it a solid 9. It's entertaining.
Most of us are on the same page with it.
It's entertaining, and but it gets predictable.
It
but
does.
but it gets very predictable. But I enjoy it. I know it's coming. I don't give a fuck.
But at
and-
least in the last episode, he got a fight.
right.
episode, yeah.
Yeah,
For a minute, but
Yeah.
like for a minute, yeah.
yeah.
Yeah,
You
for a
got some
minute.
kind of.
For a minute, he actually was
Yeah.
We never
validated
did.
a
We
little
never
bit.
did point out the fact that I don't remember his name, but the final boss
Oh,
essentially.
Boros.
When he's
Boros,
like, "No, you
right.
whooped my ass, motherfucker." Like, it's
He-
cool.
Saitama punches him.
Right?
He goes flying into a wall.
No, Saitama got punched into space.
Yeah.
He did.
what it was,
He got
yeah.
punched into the
moon.
fucking
To the
moon and came back.
And I like how he got up from that, like,
When he started to like take back off toward Earth, I thought he destroyed the moon, legit.
yeah!
Everybody was waiting for that. He's like, all right, I'm
That's
gonna.
like a
test
whole
this.
other, like, episode of problems.
And he's so thrilled that he didn't defeat him in one punch.
Right.
Yeah.
And I love that he's so
Yes.
delighted about it. Hit once.
And then that's what made the very end scene of the
Yes.
season even more pronounced because he's like,
God damn it!
or
But
motherfucker, whatever he said.
it's just so funny because when you do see him happy and delighted, it's hilarious because it's so far in between.
Yeah.
Yeah.
You know, and his animation and the way they draw is just so funny.
Dude, his
'cause, like,
indifference is everything.
it's so genuine,
Yeah.
you know?
His indifference is everything. To me.
Facts.
Oh, yeah.
From the
I love
beginning.
That's what it is.
I
That's
love
his
it.
indifference. That's
From
the
the
word.
beginning,
Yeah.
man. The very
That's
first
the word.
episode, he's like, and that was so intriguing about it in the beginning was
Oh.
that he whooped that motherfucker's ass, and then he was like, "What the fuck?" And you're like, "What is he mad about? He just whooped his ass."
Right.
I loved
Like
that.
you think back to the
Yeah.
earlier
Yeah.
episodes where like the mole people come up and he's dreaming and you know
That it
he
was this
defeats him in
epic
one
fight and
punch.
he's
He's like
Yeah.
so disappointed that like that was it, you know. And then he finally gets a real fight at the end of the season.
Yes.
Yeah.
And even then, the guy was like, don't be fucking. You whooped my ass. Like I don't remember.
Yeah,
exactly-
he's like, you didn't hold.
I don't remember the word.
He's like, you held back, or he said something.
Yeah,
to
yeah,
that.
Yeah, because he's talking about the prophecy.
He's like, it
'cause
wasn't even a
apparently-
battle, is what he said.
Apparently, Saitama was part of the prophecy, and so
Yeah,
was,
they
Boros.
both were part of a prophecy.
Yeah, because
Right.
Boros said that he was gonna go meet him to end, to be ended or some shit
Yeah.
like that.
Exactly. Yeah.
Boros was supposed to be the Saitama of the universe, basically.
Right.
In his
And they
mind.
even explained that too. He's
Yeah.
like, I went from planet to planet, didn't find anything strong enough to challenge me. Essentially,
I love the fight. That was just such a
it's like a cosmic version of
Yeah.
Saitama. Yeah.
right. So all right, we are pretty much on the clock here.
Rating?
So he already gave him his rating.
Oh, did you? No.
Yeah, we're
I was like the first one to go.
yeah.
Oh, that's right. Duh.
Yeah.
Sorry.
So, all right. With that
I'm off
being
this shit.
said, we got Aruba did last, he did last, and then all right. So this kind of works out because apparently we're gonna have some absences on our next episode.
Some what?
Absences, absentees.
Oh,
Oh, I'm
yeah.
not here, yes.
Speaking of that,
I will be absent. That's
I do
true.
want to take a break before we jump into season 2 of One Punch Man.
Yeah, of course.
Because I
So
don't want to do anime.
Yeah,
every
no.
Can I
episode, you know.
suggest Symbiotic Titan or no?
that's not.
Well, it depends on who's going to get.
Is it a
first. Play? I guess they have or Google Videos. I have Google Play credits, so if you guys want to get together and watch this one, I'm cool with that too. Idiocracy,
All right.
Why do I have to be
Idiocracy.
absent?
All right,
because
I
we need to
like
cover that.
that.
one.
Yes, we do.
No.
all
That's
right.
a great one.
I can feel
So
that.
funny.
All right.
Joe for it.
And I think I got something too. Hulu Party at My Place or whatever then. This is probably one of the OG mockumentaries, and to me it's still almost like a guilty pleasure. I want to get your guys' opinion on it. It's called Drop Dead Gorgeous with fucking Kirstie Alley and Kirsten Dunst. And it's about a Midwest Miss Teen pageant. But it's fucking hilarious. Like, again, it's a guilty pleasure. Dennis is looking at me like, what the fuck?
Bro, I was right there with
A
you.
guilty pleasure. Like,
my
motherfucker, this
I
isn't
haven't-
fucking Victoria's Secret, motherfucker.
No, it's not even like that either. It's not even like that either.
I
but-
haven't seen that one yet, but when I think of mockumentary, I think of this is Spinal Tap.
Yeah.
And
That's
Best
what I
in
was
Show.
thinking.
And
I thought
yes.
he was going to say this is Spinal Tap.
It's
No, no.
so fucking good.
So, no.
I
so-
thought it was gonna be
11.
So
like
it's
boring.
so
Make it to
like
11.
basically it's that it literally is that in between Best of Show and Spinal Tap because it just has like enough of like that homeliness that Best of Show had, but then it has like some of the dark humor that Spinal Tap had.
But that's what I love about documentaries
Yeah.
because they're so
Or
dry.
mockumentaries, yeah.
So dry. And that's my
Mockumentary?
thing. Yeah, mockumentaries.
yeah,
They tend to be
I have a
very
good
dry and
mockumentary,
just very
too.
just nonchalant.
so
I
yeah,
love
that's what I'm throwing.
They
Drop
dropped
Dead
the
Gorgeous.
references.
So
that. All right.
All right.
Is that on
Hulu.
any Hulu?
We
that's
get-
why I said Hulu Party at My
We
Place.
get one more pick, or
I have
are we
Hulu.
all done?
No, that's pretty much it.
Ah,
Yeah, we
Hey,
got
I had
the-
One Punch Man for the last 2
Well,
weeks.
dude, me and you
That
aren't
makes
going to be here.
Yeah.
yeah. Oh, all right. That's cool.
Damn, bro, are you gone?
And you just picked.
Damn, I should have saved Idiocracy when you guys were here.
Dude, honestly,
know.
if
You,
I-
hey, you got
fine.
you got the chance to drop in a sub
You know
right
what?
now.
I'm going to give like a little mini review.
No, you
at
can
the
drop a
beginning of the
substitution if you
next
want.
one.
If you want to save it, we
Yeah.
can save it.
I'm gonna,
I'm going to throw an audible because I can't think of anything awesome on top of my head right at the moment.
Okay, so we're gonna sneak that in.
We'll
Yeah.
sneak that in.
All right, fuck it.
I'll
All
do
right,
that.
so
All right.
Charlie's
Idiot-
Charles
idiot-
All right.
Chuck's is TBD.
So y'all heard it.
Nightmare on Elm Street.
Nightmare on Elm Street,
Drop Dead Gorgeous.
Drop Dead Gorgeous, and
be-
I'll figure something
Determined.
awesome. Don't worry.
to be determined. So thank y'all for tuning in. I have
we love you.
Gino on deck here next, by the way. We're going to play that. But before we go, we got some closing words. Aruba's got some quick news he wants to give you guys.
I got some good news. So I'm gonna be at Side Splitters. I'm gonna be representing
Hey.
Tampa and
and the Fool and Friends.
and the Fool and Friends at Side Splitters comedy competition. It's gonna be 64 comics, one winner, and I'm going up on March 22nd at 6 p.m. Now I'm gonna be the
We're going
first.
to be up in there.
Yeah, come out, come see us, come see me, and show some support. I'm looking forward to it.
I'm gonna go in there rocking a Canadian flag, bro.
I
got
love
you.
it, bro. That's all I want. That's all I want.
That or a Timmy Host cup.
I have a I Love Canada shirt. I just wish I knew where it was.
Fuck yeah.
That or a Timmy Host cup, man.
I have a shirt that says the A team. Hey,
Hey.
I love it. I love
Chuck.
it.
I got 2 shout outs. I want to give a shout out to Chauncey Hayworth and Kara Kittrick out at
Thank you
Radio
for showing
Wasteland
us
out of
love.
California.
Yeah,
thank you.
Chauncey,
That's a
thank
great
you very
show.
much.
Those guys are awesome. They're a good show if you want to check out something that's conspiracy, paranormal based. Chauncey told me they're basically like polite skeptics, and that's the best way to describe it.
Polite
I like that. Yeah,
Polite
polite skeptics.
I can
They're
I
fuck
like
with
it.
that.
I'm
I can
about
fuck
to-
I
with
also
that.
want to
We're like we're gonna disagree with you, but we're gonna be nice about it.
if you ever listen to the
Let me
show,
interject
they
here.
are
I
like
don't-
they listen to your opinion.
Pardon me, and
And they're
be
very
like,
open minded. I love that about
All
them.
right.
They're
yeah,
very
and
polite.
that's yeah.
They're
I
good
like
people.
it. I like it.
All right, your second shout out.
Also, a band called Earthside. I just
right.
discovered them recently. They have one album from 2015, kind of fell under my radar. Is fantastic.
All right.
Nice.
They have the vocalist from Soilwork, Speed Strid, the guy from Seven Dust, and one other Daniel Tompkins, and one other guy appear like on their album, and the rest of it's instrumental. So it's kind of somewhat metal, but in one song they have the dude from Seven Dust and the Moscow Symphony behind it.
Holy shit.
It's so good. It's a 10-minute song. It's epic. called
Right
Mob
on.
Mentality. Definitely check that album out. It's amazing.
Can we also talk about that Chuck joined a band? And
Yeah.
and that's fucking exciting. And I just wanna.
It's in the works. I know they have 2 other things they're working on at the moment, but that's right behind it.
That's a big deal, man. And I'm happy for you, and looking forward to hearing some
Anybody else in the
original
Tampa
shit.
area looking for a guitarist or bassist? I definitely want to get back into music more
There
so
you go.
on the
Awesome.
studio side, not so much the gigs, but the studio side.
All right,
Okay,
there you go.
man. Love you, bro, man.
Red, you
shots
got
done,
any parting
Thank
words
you.
over there, Red?
He wants to tell us "fuck us all" because we
Right.
dragged his movie.
Shout out
we
to y'all,
triggered him
fuck all
tonight.
y'all.
It's okay, Red. I still love you.
No, like, well, you know what? Get a little, 100%. I love y'all.
Love you
And,
too.
like, especially for this episode, where I got railed pretty hard.
No, you didn't. No, you didn't.
Bent over, and y'all took turns.
I like to say that at least I
You know
use
what? You
some
know what?
lube.
Sometimes you're the bitch. You know what I'm saying? And
I
was
use
the,
his
I was
tears
the,
as
I
lube.
was the bitch tonight. And, maybe I had it coming, maybe. I don't know.
No. We should pick
But, you know, but-
we should do something with the lowest score of
You
the
know what? Hey,
movies.
dim
We should
the lights.
do.
Dim the lights.
Hold on.
I want to change the rating to Blade Runner to
You know what?
0.1.
Hey, wait, you know what? I'm going to get heartfelt right here.
all right.
I love watching movies, and like the movies that were recommended
Facts.
on this fucking podcast. And I think about y'all while I'm watching them, and think about what y'all think and the takes you're gonna
It's
have.
a good time.
Yeah.
It's a good time. And
I like
shout out
discussing
to
it
everybody
with
in
you
this
two.
room right the fuck now.
Hell yeah.
I
We
love
all
it.
Right.
get
I gotta agree, man. That's some good shit. It's
Facts.
true.
I had to
I'm
say
watching
that
a movie.
after I
I'm
got
love
fucking hard as fuck.
it.
Basically,
note-
so we have to degrade your opinion to feel love from you.
Yeah, you got to tear me down to build me up.
Who hurt you, Big Red?
Show us on this doll. All right, Jover.
All right. So, a couple of shout outs. And then, first and foremost, Big Red, you're right about that because honestly, Big Red has been one of the cultural influences in my life. This motherfucker, no, dead ass. Like he would tell me about like shit about like guitar when I was in hip hop and shit, and that's the things that have broadened my horizons. So yes, dude, like you're right. I poke fun at you because of your movies and shit,
course,
dude.
yeah.
But the fact is that I wouldn't have defined opinions as well defined in music or movie without you, bro. So shout out to you on that, bro.
Oh,
Facts, bro.
is that what we're doing today?
No. Nope.
I
To
was
that
I
end.
got heartfelt all of a sudden.
I was
To that end.
I know, man.
To that end,
Fucking nipples
also,
lactated right there.
also
I'll be
shout out
honest,
to
for me,
Wave
it's 'cause
Theory.
I got fucked, but
Shout out to Wave Theory. I'll be out there with them on Monday for last chance. We're doing a hospo night. Shout out to Discord Theory, who will be playing
Boom.
tonight at Gasparilla or Sunday on Gasparilla, and then
Sunday.
there'll be a coming guest here shortly. And then, as always, stay hydrated so we don't thirst for these hoes.
He's got.
Oh,
He's,
100%.
he's got.
That was a very heartfelt thing,
He
but
got a fucking.
you lost me at dead ass.
He's got a closing phrase over.
I know. He's like waka waka waka. I'm like, I got
Bro,
God.
what comedian was it? He's like eventually like they're gonna adjourn court. Like,
Pimps up,
it's
hoes
gonna be-
down, motherfucker.
Right? A-Town down. All right.
Stay hydrated so we don't thirst for these hoes.
LA.
Need that on a shirt. All right, ladies and gentlemen, I want to thank y'all for tuning in. For those who have been following and those who may be new, let's get these
Sorry.
numbers up. We're going to get these sponsorships.
please
and
like
a lot
us on,
of stuff will
Facebook.
happen.
Like it's on
A
Facebook.
lot
Just
of
follow us.
Follow us
fuck
on
Facebook,
Spreaker.
Spreaker, iHeart,
Spotify.
Spotify.
We're everywhere.
Like and
Wherever.
share. Please.
Listen, if
Like
we
it.
get 600 likes, I'll give out Big Red's number. So
Oh, snap.
And I'll text you
that
back some midget
note,
porn. That's what I do.
we're going to go ahead and
There it is.
we're going to run this track from
know all
Mr.
about
Gino.
it.
one last thing. All right, look.
DJ
I'll teach you
Gino
one.
Lexus. What are you doing?
If we get 500 likes, I will tell the Taco Bell story where you picked up a girl with a dollar bill.
Oh,
No, no,
I like
no.
that.
How if we get
She was a hooker,
700
but-
views on this episode?
Yeah.
All right, 700 views?
Yeah.
700 views.
700 views. I will tell everybody how Big Red picked up a girl with yours truly with a
Sounds
dollar bill
like
This
on a
story.
Taco
is
Bell
gonna
drive-thru.
be-
I'm
Please
about
go to
that.
the Flow Hio page, like and share it.
He just got a girlfriend.
I will let this ride.
Messy,
This is gonna be
messy.
ugly, bro. Damn.
This sounds wonderful.
No, this
All
was
right.
years ago. So
We love
All
you.
right, y'all.
Thank you very much.
Y'all be easy.
We're
Yes.
gonna play some Gino
Hail
Lexus. This is
Gino
Gentro.
Lexus.
This is off of what Generations.
You can catch him on Blunt Sessions.
gang, gang.
It's one. It's like on 2 of his albums. We love you, Gino. All right, we're
Shout
gonna
out to
play
you,
this.
Gino.
Shout out to Gino.
He's gonna be
Gino.
DJing this weekend, Saturday night at the 60 Club, I think it is. Yeah, Grand 60, Latin night in Brandon.
Hey.
Hey,
All right, y'all.
Spanish people, yeah.
As
baby.
always, vote FooL, Kevin.
Love you guys.
I
Thank
love
you.
y'all.
Bodega Pirate signing off.
Thank you. We love you.
Oh shit, that's a wheel.
Oh, there we go.
From brick buildings to cow patches for neighbors, mama made us. Moved from the hood, she saved us. Never hated her, but hated my new environment. Used to sleeping through the sirens, now it's silence. Only kid from New York where the class had chalk. Writing math problems on the white instead of blackboard. Amazed how the popular kids are mad soft. Like shamans proceed to wipe my ass off. They underestimated me from the jump. Skinny kid in my glasses made me look like a chump. Staying quiet made the troublemakers think I'm a punk. Forced to fight if I had to keep my money for lunch. Emotions suck, but always outspoken in a bunch of goons. Skip school, focused on rolling blunts. Wrote lyrics on the bus, now I'm all about cake. Betty Crocker legacy, all for my daughter's sake. With the intentions of wanting to leave something on this earth. For my body under leaves in the dirt. Gotta see what I'm worth. Amongst the category of rap dudes who idolize money, bad women, and trap tunes. Seems the whole game need a vacuum. In a recession, that's what we get for really thinking that cash rules. Pass through, see the hood, same in the subs. Homeless people on the corner still give them their love. You still sitting on hubs. If you're comfortable, ride with it. But don't envy the 24s if I get it. Most people prosthetic. You look real from a distance till you get a good glance and deny credits. I stay alive with it. And in the 2K9, I grind harder than most. Stay out of my business. Cause in the industry, friends turn to enemies. So make moves like the legs on the centipede. You speak of Gino, speak of passion. On both sides of the fence, the same reaction. I'm matching the competition till I'm passing them. Whether you feel me or not, I'm everlasting. I'm everlasting. I'm everlasting.
You're talking to the Rolex wearing, diamond ring wearing, kiss stealing, woo, wheeling dealing, limousine riding, jet flying, son of a gun, and I'm having a hard time